Hey y'all! I was trying to get everybody in this house together. Y'all, all the girls up, babe in the shower, getting ready. So we were supposed to be going to our homeboys thing. But Jeremy gonna go. I'm not gonna go. Because we're gonna go somewhere else tomorrow. And y'all know I just can't do 2 nights without the girls. 2 in a row. Not right now. But anyways, hey y'all. Well, let me not get too excited because then the girls gonna come out here peeking their little heads. Well, mommy, what you happy about? What's going on, mommy? Okay, so first things first, for the members who saw my post for from earlier today, I'm gonna do a live with you guys tomorrow because the topic that I wanted to talk to my members about, the members only thing, I want only the members to participate in that conversation because that is going to be a follow-up of the video that came out yesterday, the confronting my bully. And then a bonus thing that I'm going to do for my members, because I just love y'all so much. So the contractor called today and said that our master bedroom is finished. So I'm going to go to the house on Monday and I'm going to film like before revealing to everybody else. I'm going to reveal to you guys first the final look of the master. So I'm excited. But hey, y'all. So let me see who is in here. Coco, thank you for becoming a member. Somebody, now why you gotta go and do me like that? Simply Paulette talking about see you at 8:45. Were you trying to be funny? Because y'all know I don't be here on time. All I can say is that she has a huge blessing coming her way because the devil was trying hard to attack her from all angles. Yes, y'all. Keep your faith, Keesha, guys. So there is, in light of everything that I've had to endure, which has been hell and back since 2018 at the beginning of my pregnancy. So I've been enduring a lot during that time. But there has been a major blessing. Is that Google talking? What's she in there talking about? She's been talking a lot out of turn lately. I don't know what's going on. But there has been a major blessing to come throughout all of this. Something really... Y'all hear her? Oh, no, that's it. Oh, y'all, I'm like, I know I'm not tripping. That's dang on Nikocado Avocado on the TV talking to his damn person. But anyways, it was like, what's going on? Why is she talking? But yeah, so there is a major blessing that actually did come. And I can't share that right now. I've already known about this blessing for a very long time at this point, but I've just had to, kind of like be quiet about this. But Ghetto Princess, yes, definitely. Hey, D. Renee. Hey, CC Light. Kenyatta, Kathy, Treasure. Y'all, there's so many people in here. Hey, everybody, because y'all know I be way behind with the comments and the questions. So, y'all, before we get into the conversation at hand, because I'm going to let y'all call in today. I haven't let y'all call in a while, but we're going to have like a little chit chat today. We're going to let y'all call in. So first things first, this live is about if you want to become a member, please, if it's not working for me on phone, please go to y'all computers because I think it's just not working on some people's phone. But yeah. Oh, Reese tried to have my back. Yeah, I was trying to put the girls down. I ended up giving Journie and Jiya the iPad. Jory was with her daddy until he got into the shower. But y'all see, I wanted to be home. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go live. I'm not even gonna go to where we were supposed. I can't even say where it was supposed to be at until afterwards. But what I was say? It says which member should I do? Key and done or super key. So the difference, so it does break down the difference between like levels of being a member, but I do know like private lives, private videos and stuff like that. Like videos specifically for my members are only with like the second tier. But yes, y'all. Hey, y'all. Let me go down to the comments. To the bottom of the comments. So as y'all can tell from the title of this video, the topic at hand. I'm reading and multitasking. Oh, thank you so much. Didi is blessed. I really like that comment. But the topic at hand today is Martin Lewis video. I don't know if y'all saw it. It is a long video, y'all. It's an hour and 30 minutes. And I made sure to watch it from beginning to end. And let me tell y'all why. So in case y'all don't know who Martin Lewis is, let me tell y'all. So Martin Lewis is a reactor here on YouTube. And he is probably one of the only reactors that I genuinely respect. I found Martin Lewis's channel a while back. I forgot what storyline he was covering, but it popped up in my recommendations. And I just happened to, I didn't even know the people involved in the story. I was like, but just his graphics, like the video that y'all seen today, y'all will have to go look at some of his other content because when I tell you he actually had a team, but I think as of recently he doesn't have them or isn't using them. I don't know. Anyways, the way he takes his time to like put together his videos is just top tier. Like I gotta give him like respect, and I've told him this personally. But yeah, so the way I saw his video, and I'll never forget, I was watching the first video, and I probably have said this before, and I told him this before, but the reason why I respected him is because I remember the video that I watched, and remember, I don't know the people he was talking about, I'm just listening because I saw the graphics, and he said how he did not know if whatever he was saying at that time was to be true. It was all alleged. So he showed like, hey, I'm in her DMs, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to correct this if I'm wrong. And I had never seen anything like that. Like the videos that are made from my reactors, or the people who call themselves like reactors, but they mostly just talk about me. I don't watch those people's videos in their entirety, but the things that I have seen or clips that I have seen, I never saw anyone in any capacity or have had anyone in any capacity even reach out for any tea or any story or any side of my story or anything for anything that has happened in the past or since I've been on YouTube. So I was like, wow, like where y'all get him from? Like, what is going on? So I really respected that. And then there was something else he did. Oh yeah, like I said, he said that if the person like if he was reporting something that wasn't true, you can reach out, you can correct it. I had seen him, I kept watching his videos because of just off of that I subscribed, and I saw another video and he did correct something else, somebody else's video that he was doing. He corrected it. Also, another thing is he doesn't care, or at that time he didn't care too much for Queen's first baby daddy. That's Chris or yes, Chris. So he did not, or he does not, I don't know how he feels about him now, but he did not at the time when I was watching the videos, did not care too much for Chris. That didn't get in between hold on, y'all, they coming out here with this copyright. Love you. Y'all had to mute them because they had that dang on copyright coming on out here. But let me change it to a different comment. I'm just gonna click a random comment. Okay, next comment. So yeah, that's pretty much how I found Martin. I just saw him, and I had never seen anyone do anything like that. So I just respected him, and I'm really big on respect. I've said and I've showed and I've told all the time about like I really judge a person based off their character. So I respected him, and I kept watching his channel regardless if I remember I was saying about Chris. So he was making like videos doing something about a situation Chris was going through. And even though I knew he disliked Chris, like his commentary on him or his reaction to him was not a place of hate. Hey baby, it wasn't a place. No, you're not getting no juice, Jori. You're not getting no juice. You ain't getting no juice. Y'all, our good sis Jori up here tonight. She said she coming in and she staying for a good time. You better go to your daddy. Go with your daddy. He in the rain. Go. He in the rain. Go find daddy in that rain. Yeah, go get him. So, like I said, even though he didn't like Chris or care, she went outside. Not that rain, baby. The shower. Yeah. I see that, but not there. The shower. But you're so silly to me. But yeah. So I just his commentary on Chris was not hate, even though he made it clear like I don't care too much for him. I don't care for things he's done in the past. These are why. This is proof of the things he's done, and blah blah blah. And then there are some things that he did, and he was in agreement with the choices he made, and he didn't let his dislike for him get in the way of saying Chris was right in this situation or blah 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 blah. So I genuinely respected Martin. So fast forward to how we got here. Yes, baby. You sitting outside? How we got here now is last year. I want to say around like June, July. I can't remember, but it was a long time ago, y'all. But we had a conversation pretty much about because he didn't know me. He said he only like saw me as like a mommy vlogger, but not like anyone to react to because I didn't have, and his like he didn't have knowledge of me being like drama channel or like having tea or anything like that. Like he was completely oblivious to that. He just said that my content was more just like regular mom vlog type stuff. So anyways, we had a conversation about, of course, like what was going on the internet. And it was a very long conversation. And after he went and did his research, he decided that he was going to do a video on this. And careful, baby. Careful. Why are you sitting on my suitcase? Come on, Keesha. You want to go back with Jaja and Journey? You're not getting that juice. Careful, look, court. You gotta step over it. But want to step over it? Come on. Step. This girl wants juice more than anything. You can't get juice. You want more milk? Go tell daddy. He'll go get you more milk. Go tell daddy more milk. So anyways, what was supposed to be a video, next thing you know, Martin, if y'all don't know, Martin's the king of receipts. He's the king of receipts. I've never seen anyone give so much detailed, thorough receipts. He does not play, and people can respect him for that. Anybody who watches his content just knows, even if he is missing one receipt, he's so credible from using so many receipts that you kind of like, you just know he's telling the truth, or he's done enough research on the content that he's sharing to give an opinion, give feedback, or to say something that was going on. Or he'll just keep it, like if he doesn't know something, he'll just keep it allegedly. So anyways, Martin was supposed to be doing a video back last June when things were hot, and the trolling was just out of this freaking world and all of that. And what turned from last June, here we are almost a year later. Y'all, that's how bad this situation was. That's how freaking bad this situation was. When you have to take almost a year, she said she wants some milk. He got it. When you have to take almost a year to gather some information for a story, what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? A year, almost a year. It says, I got to go watch Martin's video. I'm not subscribed to him, so I didn't know it came out already. Oh, yeah, it came out. I put it in my members thing. Reactor comments are always going to be a mess because most of the people who watch them are messy and want drama. I mean, that's true. That's definitely true. I would say that. Keesha, you just had the girls, mother of two. Keesha, you just had the girls. They're getting so big so fast. Yes, I can't believe it. Yeah, the comments just blame Keesha for everything. These people make no sense. Yeah, y'all can't really look at the comments because it's a comment. These people have troll accounts, and the trolls have 10, 15 accounts each. The real people, the normal people, saw the video for what it was, and I'm gonna give y'all my opinion on what I saw. Let me tell y'all what I saw. Jori, this girl, but yeah. So it took almost a year, and he has 11 hours, which he told me he has 11 hours of research and video footage to tell this story. Like, that's how big and messy this has gotten. Like this one, the first video was just surface level. We're not even to the nitty gritty tea drama and all that, because we already kind of understood. For the most part, everybody who watched the video, unless they were like people who just didn't know nothing about me or my situation, everybody already know Jeremy cheated. We already passed that at this point. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. But it's just a lot of the behind the scenes. He's kind of sort of putting the story in order and giving a raw. Let me tell y'all how thorough this man is. Every receipt that I provided to him, he wanted everything raw footage. He didn't want no chop, no screw, no, okay, I'm gonna give you what I want you to see of this text, or I'm gonna give you partially what I said, or I'm gonna give you a little bit of a video, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a record. Like, no, he wanted everything beginning to end, and he wanted everything. Like, he wanted everything because he wanted to really be able to analyze this. And someone who's not invested in the situation, someone who doesn't personally know any of the people in the situation, someone who is a fair person to commentate on the situation. So that's just what his whole objective is, or was, to give a fair reaction. So that's why in this video you don't really see more of his opinion. It's kind of like, just like, let me lay out the facts. And that's exactly what the hell he did. What I saw, and I'm gonna be real, what I saw in that video today, I saw some bullshit. I saw the new Keesha want to step outside my skin, Jori, and beat the old Keisha's ass. Like, I saw a very messed up situation unfold. You gotta move, girl. You can't sit right here. You can't sit like, now you to look, you the messed up thing. You going with your daddy. I saw honest and fair commentary on a situation. It says they always blame Keesha and come in rude. Huh? George, come on. You going back to your daddy. Come on. You going to your daddy. Okay, Google. Turn on light mode. Ooh. Okay, y'all. But yes, I just saw blood. I saw red. I saw me back in a negative space dealing with all of this. I saw a lot of, because imagine you just being pregnant, living your regular life, and then this is stuff that's going on behind your back. Like, I was literally like sitting here, mom, and then a lot of stuff like that he shared, not a lot of it, just a little bit of the stuff I never saw in its entirety because it was just too draining at the time. It wasn't the right time for me to even be, get into the whole bottom line of things. But it really was eye-opening for me to see like a whole bunch of foolishness, like, and how it unfolded. To be honest, I didn't see, for the most part, like, the video did not highlight fault of the women. To me, it highlighted fault of Jeremy, which it should have been this entire time. Like, I don't know how everybody wants to say Keesha, hold Jeremy accountable, hold Jeremy accountable. And from what I've been told already in the comment section, everybody is still blaming me. Like I did some voodoo magic and I caused him to cheat and I caused her to, like all of that, like the whole don't blame the woman, the other woman narrative, blame the man. But women in this comment section are blaming the woman. This is how men, including Jeremy and everybody else, like all other men out there, this is how things like this happen, because you have women who get cheated on by these men, and the women be out there in the street ready to kill each other while the man will go with whatever side takes him, or whatever, who is wanting to still deal with him, or whatever it may be. Like, just complete toxicity at its finest. Like, the comments are read. Tamika, the comments, I'm telling you, these trolls, you already know how they operate. Yeah, I'm gonna say this live. I think they blame you for staying when the situation was a lot. And like I've explained before, now that I have to continue to explain myself, me choosing this. Jori, back in that bed, sweetheart. I really don't have to explain myself about staying, because it's, if it was white and black, it would be white and black. It was not white and black. There was a gray area for me, and bed. Yeah, Jory's starting to want to talk to me and talk back to me. Jory, night night. No. Night night. Keesha smacked Jeremy. Yeah. Do what you say. Keesha smacked Jeremy. One good time for the chat. When he came, when I was done watching video, he came in there while I was watching the video, talking about what you watching. And I'm like, boy, you better get out of here. I don't even want to see your face right now. I need you to get your behind right out of my freaking vision. But yeah, a lot of people want to hold me accountable and blame me. But in all honesty, all of this, all what happened originally was Jeremy's fault. And I know that, she know that, he know that, everybody know that. Now, there were parts of the story that started to be, more of a collaborative effort, if you get what I'm saying. But ultimately speaking, the fault remained with him. If people fault me for staying with him, see, the thing about it is, I never came to the internet like a victim. I never came to the internet like weeping and crying and needing sympathy for staying with him. I kind of told everybody in the book, this is what happened. He cheated. I forgave him. We're moving on. I never said, hey, everybody, like, I need a prayer circle. I can't believe this happened to me. And in all honesty, this was our first red flag of the relationship. That was our first time of infidelity even going on in our relationship, and we had already been together for a year. So, and like I said, I've known Jeremy since I was 17 years old. So, and then also the biggest thing was, this is my first time being with a man for real. Like, my last person that I was in a relationship with that was a male before him, I was 14 years old. So I had never dealt with the whole woman talking to your man type of thing, man cheating on you with I've had friends, of course, but I wasn't never in their shoes, and they probably weren't even telling me all of it, because they probably thought I wasn't gonna get it, because I'm like, oh, Keesha dating a woman, she wouldn't probably get this. So they probably talked to each other, and I was just, somewhere else. So I was confused with a lot of stuff. Like, I'm just like, does this really happen? Do women do this? Do men do this? Like, what is going on? Like, I was puzzled, and then it wasn't helpful that I was hormonal being pregnant. So it was what it was, but it wasn't the situation that people try to make it. But nonetheless, I didn't come to the internet needing sympathy. I was forced to have to talk about the situation on the internet, because we just kind of wanted to keep it. He had a baby, let's move on. And it's just kind of like the fact that we are still having a conversation. Now, I respect the fact that Martin did his due diligence to get the facts of the situation. I can respect that. So I'm not mad at Martin for now just dropping it, because it has been a year since me and him initially talked about it, because it was a lot of stuff. He had to watch so many people's videos, hours and hours of videos. You already know we have a whole bullying part of this that's going to get more into the series that had 93 videos. So imagine Martin have to watch, well, he didn't watch every video, but all the videos he had to watch over there, all the videos he had to watch, all my lives, all these lives, all Britt's lives, all her lives, all her friends' lives, everybody's lives, everybody's messages. Like, he had a lot to do. So I do respect him for taking his time to do it and not just throw something together and not really know what he's talking about. I'm pretty sure he knows the situation better than me at this point, because he had to do so much thorough research. I'm just not understanding what they expected you to do. She was his other woman, because someone like me would have done way worse. I mean, a lot of people feel like that. But like I said, I felt like I did have inappropriate responses, but I don't really want to talk about her, so to speak, because I'm really over the conversation of her. His video just put me back into the place of infidelity. I was much younger when all this started happening. I am 28. Am I 28? Yeah, I'm 28. I'm 28 years old now. And although I'm still with the same man, I feel like I've had longevity with him, and we actually have been through obstacles, and it has been a lot of teaching moments of how to deal with certain things, what to tolerate, how to put boundaries in my relationship, and just a whole different plethora of different things. So it was a growing process for me. It was a growing process. Now, the Keesha I am now, there will be different responses and reactions had this Keesha been present during that time, or even if I had more experience with men, but that's just not what it was. Who is we, the people in the United States? That's why I'm a firm believer in not sharing what goes on in your home. It's none of our business, and don't need to explain your relationship. Oh yeah, I totally agree with that, Kate Nicole. And that's also another reason why, see, a lot of people don't understand that aspect, Kate Nicole. A lot of people feel like they, and then when they say they really mean Keesha. Keesha came to the internet and told her personal business and then wants to be victim. No. Like I've already explained before, we did not come to the internet and share that. Someone else did. So we were kind of forced to tell our story. That's one. And secondly, we all had the impression that they would be co-parenting amicably. So there's no way to co-parent amicably with a vlog channel who vlogs everything. And then there's just a new baby boy just hitting here. Like what? Like people are gonna be questioning every day. Like, who's that baby? Like, who is this baby? Like, it was gonna be hell in the comments every day. They was gonna be tuning in, laughing, trying to figure out. Oh, he had a love child. He had a secret. Like, it's not even realistic. The things that people expected, because there was no way to keep it quiet. Like, there was no way. If there was gonna be, now, if I was a beauty vlogger or just a solid mukbanger or a DIY channel, but I'm a whole everyday vlogger. Like, there was no way to keep it. And then, like I said, it was a boy, and I already have 3 girls. So boy stuff. Hey, Charnel, thank you. I love you, Keesha. I'm so proud of you through your tears and heart pain. You made it through. Good night. After you raised, I'll catch the replay. God's orders bless Keesha Kaylee. You win. Thank you, Charnel. You said good night. Good night. Yeah, but people wanted to know the tea. Like, once we said he had a baby, the trolls will never admit it. And I don't know if they will or not. They wanted to know the tea. It wasn't the normal sane people who were my true supporters who were going to go say, like, we got to find a baby mama. They were on Lipstick Alley saying, we have to find a baby mama. We have to find a baby. We have to find this woman. And then when they found her, they were doing reverse psychology. Keisha's obsessed. Keisha's this. Keisha's that. And then it turned into this whole, crazy show. Women want answers, so these women start cross-referencing with each other instead of going to the man. In general, 9 times out of 10, the woman will continue messing with the guy. That's true. Would you say that you have learned and grew more than a year ago? I see the growth. I absolutely say that. Not even just with the infidelity. I feel like a lot of things throughout this whole entire situation, having to unpack relationship issues over the internet. And I still feel like I've done a great job not putting my relationship on the internet, because there's just still things I want to keep to myself. And thank God Jeremy never came to the internet like, let me do it live and talk about Keesha. I mean, he wouldn't have nothing to say, because but I mean, I'm not saying he would say like nothing, but there's nothing like that I could see him trying to backstab me with or like make up something with, because most of the people who come to talk about me is because I had something they wanted, and then once they couldn't get it from me, now they're mad at me, type of thing. Not anyone who just genuinely never wanted anything and just had like an issue with me. All I wanted you to do was come out swinging and throwing blows, because girl, you've been through a lot. Yes, Tamika, that is very true. And I feel like there were blows that I threw, but I did it off camera. I didn't want to throw blows publicly, because, that's, to me, it wasn't about that. And once me and her sat down, I kind of was like, okay, I'm throwing a towel in. I'm forgiving him. So you are a package with your child. I can't bring your child in and be like, F that woman outside. Like, she ain't coming in my house. Like, I have to be respectful. I have to, this is her child. I'm a mother. Like, if I'm going to drop my baby off, I want to have a relationship with everybody in that house. So I got it. I tried to get it as best as I could. So that's just how it was. But it wasn't until my people, everybody in the situation took my kindness for weakness, and not just Jeremy. I feel like everybody just knew, like, Keesha is so nice and she's so forgiving and she's so understanding. I was a little too nice and too understanding and too forgiving. And then that's where people feel like, oh, I can say what I want to say about her. She ain't gonna do nothing. And then it like spiraled out of control with the cyber stalking, the harassment, the bullying, doxing, like obsession. Like it was just a whole crazy thing. But cheating as a whole, like hell, like even when in one relationship, I feel like I didn't overcame 20 men. Seriously. How do I feel about that now? About what, Shauna? He better not. I would not like to wear that out. You've been through enough. I definitely agree to that OCG girl. OC girl. I'm talking about OCG girl. Yeah, they definitely took my kindness for weakness, everybody involved. But I am over it. I feel like I'm at a different, like, a lot of people want me to still kind of like focus so much on this whole love triangle thing. And that's not what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Like if y'all, when people are like, oh, what's your plans for the next year? What's your plans for the next 5 years? I'm not gonna, that's not my legacy, a lot of love triangle. My identity as a person is not defined by a man. It's not defined by a man wanting me, loving me, choosing me. Like as women, we need to value ourselves and understand like we are the prize and we have what, I don't want to say what a man needs, but ultimately we are the prize. And some women are more prizes than others. And that's for the woman who feels like they have the self-worth and they're going to uphold people to respect that worth. So that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm making sure that my worth and my boundaries align in my relationship so that I can be treated the way that I deserve to be treated, not the way that you want to treat me, type of thing. But Keesha, I hope this is the last video you speak about this. Well, I'm kind of just giving feedback on Martin's video since he did the series. Whatever decision you make in the future, we never know what we'll do over someone we love and is pregnant about with twins. Yeah, it was a lot being pregnant, dealing with all this. But I kind of want to get into the thing that shocked me is how people glorify the side chick and how entitled she felt she could have co-parented well and also have you as a strong woman in her corner. I mean, yeah, that's true. You said now. Yeah, I feel like that. But I think that we as women, we just need to Mama. You see, you done got out of bed, went in that bed. You the only pastel out here acting out. But I just feel like we as women, if we did a better job at holding these men accountable, we could probably rid cheating. No more cheating going down. Every woman, we need to be able to cut them off. I gotta be mindful for my daughter right here, but y'all know what I'm trying to say and imply. If it seems like you and they were doing good because being cordial until the side people started giving their opinion. Yeah, I definitely feel like that. But I don't really even want to dwell on that because this is not a drama video. This is not tea. Like I don't want to. I'm not at a point to do any drama tea. Like mentally, I'm in a good space, and I just kind of want to be like overall, like I said from the beginning up until this point, everything that I do and everything that I'm involved with happened. No. See? And then they're going to be coming running because she's going to go show them. Jeremy. See? I told you. Come here, Jori. Don't go show them. Finish it out here. No. But yeah, like I'm in a, when you know better, you do better. Like that's where I'm at right now. When you know better, you do better. Like I'm not going to continue to relive and rehash the pain of what happened, the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Like everybody in the situation could have done something differently, but that's so old. Like it's so old. Like the only thing I want to do is reflect on what I could have improved in, what I want to do better and be better from those situations. Like I don't want to, like we as women, like we spend so much time and emphasizing and focusing on like so many insignificant aspects of infidelity that we kind of miss sight of the whole picture. everybody as a woman have been, I'm pretty sure y'all got way more experience with men. Like, I'm pretty sure we've all fallen short of our own expectations. Like, there are just expectations we have of ourselves. Like, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to tolerate that. And then something happens and you find yourself forgiving stuff you never thought you would have forgiven, doing things you never thought you would have doing, being the type of person, stepping out of character. So I get it. I understand it. But the whole thing of life is when you know better, you do better. And that's just kind of like how I want to maintain my my self-worth moving forward. Yes, girl. And being an example for my daughters so that they don't make the same mistakes or have to endure the same things. Because I feel as though, like, even outside, like, I really think, not to say I could have prevented even the infidelity from happening, because a man gonna do what a man want to do. If he want to be with you, he gonna be with you. If he don't want to be with you, he ain't gonna be with you. But I do feel like, had I not been so understanding, one thing I know about Jeremy is he loved the hell out of me. One thing I know about Jeremy is he wasn't, as long as I made it very clear to him, like, I'm not standing for certain things, it wouldn't have happened. And by me being, when you give a dog, I mean, not a dog, a dog, when you give a dog a bone, what is it? What is the saying you give a, when you get, Jordan want me to be great. When you give someone an inch, they take a mile. Yeah, that's what it is. When you give someone an inch, they take a mile. So I feel like the moment I'm like, okay, well, you know, it may work out, it may not work out. He then went sprinting up the damn, type of thing. So it's kind of like, now it's like, hell no, come to me with some bullshit like this. Hell no. Like, so that's kind of like, you learn from your mistakes, you know better, you do better. But like I said, everybody made their mistakes during that situation. But it's kind of like, what are all the people in the situation doing now to contribute to better outcomes? So that's the only thing I can worry about is me. Jori don't care about this live. Now she got the ball out. She probably about to hit me in my head. It says, hell, I just got a I love you text from my ex who won't leave me alone. I ain't learned nothing. I mean, when we as women, we are so entitled, we're in touch with our emotions. And I think that's what I wanted Jeremy to understand. Like, he can only understand the aspect of the situation from a man, and I can only understand the aspect of the situation from a woman. And from a woman's perspective, the longer you're having some intimate connection, for most women, 99.9% of women, they are going to get their emotional, they're going to get their emotions involved with the situation. So that's why I kept saying, as much as you think you got everything under control, you don't. Because once the emotions start flying, heart's gonna be breaking, tears gonna be like crying, falling to people's eyes. Like, people, you don't really get that. I mean, how does Jeremy feel? I mean, Jeremy made 2 videos on his channel saying how he felt, how he feels now. I think ultimately, I don't want to speak too much for him, but the little that I can say is, I just know that ultimately speaking, he just wants to be able to raise all of his children and just learn from his mistakes as well. Like, that's all he wants. It's harder to see things for me, and we as women. How do I drop the link again? I forgot. Is it invite or share? No, that's not it. Invite. Okay, yeah, there we go. Did I do it? Invite guests to the broadcast. Okay, I think I added the link to the chat. So if anybody want to call in and talk, Keesh. Rudy, you crazy. Keesh. I know that. Oh my gosh, y'all! When I saw some of the stuff, and that was probably the lighter moment of editing the confronting my bully video, because I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I cried the entire time. Like, I cried the entire. I edited that video from 9:00 a.m. to about 2:00 a.m. the next day. Non-stop editing, non-stop listening to videos, non-stop this, non-stop that. That was one of the few seconds that I laughed while editing, but the rest of it, I was like in shambles, like hearing the things they were saying about my daughters. Like, it was just disgusting and disturbing. It was really disgusting and disturbing. But the Keesh, that really did, yeah, it did have me chuckling. Oh, you said you don't see the link? Am I doing it right? It says copy. Let me just put it in the chat and copy it myself. Okay, there we go, y'all. Yes, when you see yourself out of character, snap out of it and get right. Yeah. Because I saw myself in a bad space dealing with all of that. But like I said, like at this point, I'm just trying to move into the lane of forgiveness, and not dwell on any particular parties, because what's done is done. It's no point to dwell on the past. You kind of got to just have to learn how to heal. You got to learn how to move forward. You got to learn how to. You put some more water in my cup. Well, ice. Jor. Mm-mm. You supposed to go to bed. I don't want to say, it says, how did I move on and what helped you? I wouldn't say nothing really specifically helped me. I don't want to say be cliche and say time. I think self, and it's still like it's still a very trying situation overall, but not necessarily because of the infidelity. I'm talking about we passed that. We talking about stalking, bullying, harassment. Like when that becomes a part of a situation, that's when it's like, okay, this is draining, because no matter what has happened, no one deserves to be stalked, harassed, bullied, and things of that nature. Like the infidelity to me was not even like, a lot of people wanted to highlight that and keep that as such a pivotal moment, which it was, but that was never something that should be talked about and discussed openly with 500,000 people and all the random other people who seeing it, because most of it is just entertainment for y'all. This is still other people's real life. So that's why y'all don't see me on my Instagram. Like if I'm going, like even while this was going on, y'all never could probably go and think back to a time where Keesha was tweeting or putting an Instagram story out saying some craziness. Like no one would ever know what was going on in my life, because certain things just deserve to be private. So that's why I'm like, the infidelity part was just something that should have been discussed amongst us, and it would have never had to come to the internet had, you know, a child not been put into the situation. Oh, okay, hold on. I see India. India, your camera is on. Do you want to be on camera? Okay, India dropped down. And then you gotta come back, and I don't know. Y'all don't have to be on camera this time when y'all come on. Jasmine, yes, I've come so far. Okay, there you go, India. I'm just gonna add you to the thing. Okay, India gone again. Hello? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Hey, Antonia.
Good night. Hello. Hey,
Hold on, let me turn my
Keesha.
computer up. How do I turn this thing up? What's going on with this? Jory.
You hear me?
I can't even hear. Huh, baby? Hmm? Can you hear me, Antonia? Okay, Antonia off the thing. Let me go back this way. Hold on, y'all. I'm pressing the wrong stuff. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to turn the dang on volume up. Because I know y'all can hear me. It says, Antonia says I got cut off. I think I pressed the wrong button. Okay, let me see if I can add. Hey, Tam.
Hey, Keesha.
How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Well, I just wanted to give my little 2 cents. I feel like you did very well in the whole situation because when I was in my 20s, girl, let me tell you, I was stalking, I was busting windows, slashing tires, all that good stuff. So the little bit of stuff that you did do as far as the situation and how everything went down was very, very I don't know. I guess you just handled it very well. Cause I
Yes.
would like to been in jail in my streets.
Oh
messing with
yes.
my
I know
messing with my
a
baby
lot of
daddy.
people have personally reached out and said that too. That
Yeah, I promise, girl. I bust windows. I slashed tires. I was stalking. I was calling folks. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So the fact that you handled it with grace, it was
mm-hmm.
great. I just hated that you waited so long to respond to how everything was going as far as the internet in itself. But other than that, I feel like you did very well. I enjoyed the commentary from Martin. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was good. It looked at the situation on both sides to where it didn't have take your side, it didn't take her side, but we saw everything. And
I
I
agree.
think I
I
think
agree.
without the negativity, without
Exactly. I
everybody
agree.
jumping on
I
one
agree.
person or jumping on the other person, and that's what I liked about it. So I'm ready to listen to the next couple of videos regarding it without all that extra negative commentary. I think it shows you in a different light, and I like it, and I like that you've grown and you've changed. And um I did have a question though. At the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of this, you said that you thought it was BS. You didn't like how you were shown, kind of. How do you feel like you've grown, or what you've taken away as far as how you handled the situation?
I feel like I don't like. I think the BS part for me just comes into being played in a manner that I was being played. If I would have
Hmm.
known me giving that little, I don't even want to say I gave it a pass because a lot that kind of has been getting misconstrued this entire time. I kind of had no choice to
Hmm.
tell him if you are already lusting, I can't do nothing about that. So it kind of was just like a go do what you about to do anyway. Like I don't even have time to go
Yeah.
back and forth with you about this because we already had a conversation. You told me you were not going to try to act on it, and then next thing you know, we see at the bachelorette party you still with homegirl. So I kind of didn't. For me, it was just kind of like side eyeing him more so that Jory, can you turn this light back on, Jory? Girl, Jory, turn that light back on. Jory don't care about y'all. She's saying, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Jory, get out that suitcase. Jory, get out this. Y'all see this is Jory. It's not raining right now. It's not raining. But yeah, so to me, it was just kind of like I personally thought like if you were seeing, because the world didn't see what I was dealing with, why I was still putting up content. So for
Right.
me to see I was being as strong as I was, putting up my content during this time, protecting my children, doing what I need to do to be healthy. Meanwhile, this is what you got going on. Like your lust needs were so high that you was willing to risk it all. Like that's complete BS to me. That's so inconsiderate. That's so unnecessary, and that just shows that you have no discipline for yourself. Like you're not
Yeah.
acting as the family man that you wanted us to have, because during that time Martin's, I don't know if when he's going to show it. He doesn't preview me the videos. I don't know what's going to be in the videos. He asked for all receipts and that's it. But if it would just be shown like the things that were being said to me and the effort that he wanted to make to save and fight for the family compared to what you're willing to do just off of SCX was like, this is
Hmm.
BS. So it wasn't like, because me, like I told Martin, I'm not going to even lie. I stand by what I did. Everything that I've done, I stand by it. I didn't come to the
Yeah.
internet to show, hey, this is what I was texting the other woman while I was pregnant. I didn't come to, like, I was forced to have to tell my side because of the situation. And then it brings me back to like how you said it took me a while to show my side. And the only reason why it took me a while is because two things. One, I was going through postpartum depression when she actually got to the internet. And two, my manager. Like I was being told exactly what I could and could not do in my manager perspective. What? Huh, baby? Y'all not gonna be out here with all this lotion? Here, you get a little lotion. And you get a little lotion. And y'all go watch this baby, and then y'all going to bed. Y'all got cheer. Look. Here, put the lotion in here. Okay, here. Now take this. Yeah, I see. Be careful. Go this way. I'll hold it. Jori, what's going on back here? What you on this lotion? See, that's what I'm talking about.
Not in our mouth.
No, not in our mouth. Good job. Rub it in. Jori, not in our mouth. Let me get your lotion. No. Okay, here you go. Jori, you Journey. Yucky. Good job. But yeah, so that's for me. Like, mentally, I was not strong enough to even come to the internet because dealing with postpartum depression, like, I was out of my mind. Like, I was severely going through postpartum with Jori. Like, I know for a fact it was because of her being attached to my boob. I still am dealing with the aftermath of postpartum, and she about to be 2 years old in July. It's crazy how the woman's body has to heal through all this.
Yeah. It don't just go away.
Overall, it was just a learning experience for me. And I've forgiven myself for allowing and accepting certain things, and I kind of just have moved forward. I've moved forward. And I think that this could be a learning lesson for a lot of people who are watching this. And also, more importantly, I want people to see how not to go about certain things, and the risk you take when you have intercourse with anyone. Anything could be a possibility, STDs or pregnancy. Protection or not, a baby could be at jeopardy. And when you take that risk, these are the type of situations, like, unless you want to deal with potential stuff like this happening, regardless if it's on the internet or not on the internet, there's innocent lives that are going to be put at stake from choices that grown adults make. So I just want people to be more cognizant of those choices, because I feel like as far as the kids were concerned, I've always said this and I've maintained this, like, I have always focused on all kids involved. I don't care if people say that Keesha's a sex, Keesha's this. I've always cared about all kids involved because all the kids matter. Right. I can't say everybody always cared about all the kids. So with that being said, why is my thing button? Oh shoot, y'all. What is this?
I'm gonna hop off and let somebody else join the conversation.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to let you know how I felt about it, and I'm excited to see where you're going with your channel.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get the before I bring someone else up here. How do I get to the volume of my computer? Because I got the touch bar thing, but is this it? Oh, there it go. Okay, I think I can hear now. I don't know why all this F1, 2, 3, and all this other stuff. Okay, let me bring somebody up here. Hey, India.
Hi. I didn't think.
How are you?
Again. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's good to hear. I got a lot to say because I've been watching you for years, and I'm one of those like silent supporters. I will never comment, but I'm always watching your videos. You've been like a part of my morning routine every morning when I was getting ready for work. Watch your videos. One of the things that just really kind of like irritated me when I watched it was like kind of like the blatant disrespect that she had for your mom, because I'm from Florida, so I'm from the South, and like when you walk into a room, you speak. So it's like she trying to check you to make sure that your mom speak to her like you walked into this room, you speak. Your mom is the elder, and I heard you say that one time, like, my mom is the elder, you speak. And then it's almost like she wanted her feelings to be considered too much in a situation where she said, like, I'm a grown woman, I know what I'm doing. Like, okay, so now you have to take it with a grain of salt, really, not just saying it, but actually really move that way, because you put yourself in a situation you could have easily left a long time ago when it was like a 3-month gap of them even, like, you know, there was some separation there. But I honestly just commend you for how you like handled your situation, because all these people like, I would have did this, I would have did that. What do they want you to do? Like, come and like beat Journey up on camera so they can like you know, say that you hold him accountable? Like, what y'all want to see? Like, some of them don't even be making sense. Like, y'all not bringing y'all relationship problems to the internet, and we watching you and your nigga fight and drag it out on it. And like, what do they want from you? I just don't
want to say something to that point. I want to say something to that point because when he was showing me messages between the two of them,
Mama.
yes, baby. One thing that really stood out to me was when he came to meet the baby for the first time. It was one of the first or second times that he met the baby, and her mother was there. Her mother didn't speak to him. And I remember them texting. He was like, "Oh, your mom don't F with me," and then she was like, "Well, you got to understand, the part you played in her child's life." So
now she wants
not,
some type
like
of
I said,
grace
this is
from
not
your
a
mom.
bash her situation. It's just being
Right.
real. And I was like, and then I saw this after the fact. So I was like, now you went telling everybody sorry, y'all, Jori playing out. Careful, baby. You telling everybody who's willing to listen, that my mom is so rude, my mom is so this, my mom is so that, and it's like you not even realizing, like, you gave me a whole speech, if you will, about my mother not speaking when my mom, that was her right not to speak. Like, you wanted to feel comfortable with the situation, and your mother wasn't ready to talk to him. She didn't. You didn't like the door? You didn't like the door? Oh. So that to me was see. But yeah, that to me was kind of like, it was just a lot of contradiction. It was a lot of,
it was.
I can do what I want to do, but you need to do everything in a way. You have a little one?
I do. She's right here.
Oh,
They ain't trying to go to sleep.
Oh,
yep.
Girl, it's Friday night.
Exactly.
It's Friday
they
night.
trying to be up. They was actually in their sleep, but then the first time you added me on, my little one jumped out the bed. She came running looking for me.
Especially Jori. Nighttime,
exactly.
Like, Jori got me out here looking like a ghost, the ghost who stole Christmas with this dang on light. But yeah, you can finish your next thought.
Yeah, but I just really wanted to like commend you on how you're handling the situation, because I could only imagine like all the craziness and the stalking and all the videos. Like, girl, like, what is it? Like, I like, I don't know. I don't know how you do it. You are really strong, and I hate to put that strong stigma on Black women, because it's such it has like a negative connotation to it.
It does.
But like, you really are, like, you have to go through foolishness to be considered strong. But yeah, I really commend you, because they got you out here looking crazy. Like, you're the problem when all of this came to you. And what do they want you to do? Like, pass out roses and be like,
that's exactly what they want.
Figure it out.
They want me to go get bouquets for everybody and make it, I'm the problem and I'm the bad guy, and no one cared about my pregnancy, no one cared about my postpartum, no one cared about the healing. But when everybody else was involved, it was like, oh, but Keesha just, like, no one cared about my mental health. No one cared about my things I've been through. People could talk about me, my family and everything, my kids. Nothing is off limits when it comes to me, but everybody else is like, no, it has to be so much respect, so much care, or you're a foul person. It was completely disgusting. But at least a lot of people who are watching this also have learned to watch what they say on the internet, because you don't know how much somebody is dealing with from thousands of people with the same opinion, and that can be overbearing. So I definitely think that a lot of the people in their right state of mind are understanding that, and the people who just don't get it, they just won't.
Yeah, they don't want to get it. It's just shit, and they don't want to get it, and that's
absolutely
just that. But that's all I had to say.
Thank you, India.
Have a good night. You're welcome.
All right, you have a good night.
You too.
Okay, the next person, Demia. Hello. Demia. Okay, I'm gonna drop this person down. Okay, the next person. Hold on, let me turn on my light. Jori got me out here. No light, no nothing. Oh, the next person. Tara. Hey, Tara.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Lashana, before you start, bullying is a part of social media. It has to be expected. I want to kind of sort of say that in a way, I get what you're saying, but I want to say that even if it has to be expected, it's not accepted. Like no one should accept being bullied. I think that feedback and public opinion and public scrutiny is a part of social media. Bullying should not be anywhere. Like no one should be bullying people, even if you're not on social media. Like that just shouldn't be the norm. But like I said, I don't know how you meant that, but I get what you're saying. Like, oh, if you're on social media, you gotta, but that's the thing, like, oh, you're on social media, Keesha, you gotta be able to deal with it. You gotta be able to take everything. And that's just not practical for people to just take everything that comes their way. But
you don't have to tolerate it. That's my opinion.
For sure. But yeah, so hey, what do you have to add to the conversation? Thank you, Jori.
I just wanted to basically commend you. I really like from looking at, I've watched you for a while, but looking at from the situation, and I was talking to D about it, like looking at the whole situation on how Martin Lewis presented it, it was just like I was waiting for that wow of, so what did she lie about?
Exactly.
Your story was consistent, and
every time.
It was just, I really wanted to know what it is that you had lied about, and just the way you carry yourself when it came to the situation with Jeremy and Ashley, you stepping up and being that bigger person. And it was just, this needed to happen. This wasn't a good thing for you. I'm not saying that this is a good thing for you, but it needed to happen because it's going to show you where your strength lies and what's next to come. Yeah,
for sure. I didn't even know I had this type of strength. And like I said, had this happened under other circumstances, I wouldn't have probably responded in this. Because remember, when I didn't get my manager until my brand manager, rather, until later on in my career. So I had never dealt with having someone else give feedback and opinion on my platform about how certain things go on until having her. You gotta sit down, baby. You bed, night night. You're not gonna go to cheer. You gonna stay home. If you don't, night. You don't care about nothing, do you? You see yourself? You don't care about.
Yes.
Okay, well then you need to be going to sleep. But what I can say is, careful, baby. Hold on, let me hold this. No, you're not gonna jump on this, girl. That's not a trampoline. But what I will say is, girl, that's what they're mad because she doesn't respond. Yeah, they want me to respond. Like even like how someone was talking earlier about on D's Live that, when I was crying about the situation, like once we released the book, it took like 3 videos later and people were like still on me. And I broke down crying in the vlog and people were in the comments like, see, this is what we wanted. This is da-da-da. And I'm like, what? Like, why do y'all need to see me crying on the camera? Because before when I cried, y'all called me mentally unstable, things like that. So I kind of sort of have taken away all aspects of my emotions being vulnerable publicly because people just, make it a funny thing or, they don't Jori, girl, you don't get off my head. Girl, what's funny? Jori. That is not nice. You can't pull my hair because then what if you pull somebody else's hair? That's not nice. Go find Jiya and Journie. They need you. Jiya, call Jori. Okay, there you go. Mama Jiya for rescue. But yeah, so I didn't give the response. And even if I would have, like I said, I'm not a rah-rah person, but over the years I've learned how to be more direct with situations with people. Before, I'm like, oh, I want to tell somebody how they're making me feel, or I don't want to confront nobody about what they did to me. But it was kind of like when she came to the internet, I'm like, you blocked us. She blocked us, and then was on the internet cussing us out. And I'm like asking Jeremy, like, what is going on? Like, me and her had already, like, after the book came out, I was texting her like, oh, these trolls are like cussing me out, like this is a lot, but I already talked to you about this, it's expected. And she kind of was like, yeah, I totally understand. Like, she wasn't saying nothing else. And I already, like, after I told her about the book, she did have a conversation with Jeremy about it, and then he came back and had a conversation with me. I felt like they both were not mature enough to deal with what was going on, and that's because they were not completely done with one another. But that was not something I knew. Like, they were doing what they were doing, so that's why they couldn't handle it maturely. So when he had issues and stuff, it was kind of like he coming through me, and then when she had issues, she coming through me, and I'm like, what? Y'all can't just sit down? I'm confused. Like, what's going on here? Like, I'm pregnant.
You was parenting both of them.
Yeah, she didn't want to talk to him sometimes, and then he telling me, "Oh, I tried to text her. I got to text her." I'm like, "What is going on?" Like, they were putting me into it more than I was even wanting to be a part of it, because I was just trying to. And let's just be clear. Thank you, baby. The women are the nurturers. So another thing is, she said, "Oh, she was saying he doesn't do bath time. He doesn't." In my household, I'm a mom. So, Jori, turn on these lights. So I never downplayed him as a father to her. The only thing I said was, as a mother, I love the mother role. So I do a lot of things that mothers do at home. And when your son comes over here, it won't be no different. So I need you to be comfortable with that. You got to get that. Like, we're not going to give your son a different routine just because, that just doesn't make sense. And I wish people more like Ludacris and his wife, Eudoxie, who had an infidelity situation, or Gabrielle Union and her husband, who had an infidelity situation in their marriages. I wish they could have more documentaries, or I could go look. I want to go read their stories. Like, this is not something uncommon that happens, but at the end of the day, you have to learn.
It's normal. Yours is just out. Yours just out in the public. And even when I didn't get the situation, well, I am West Indian, so when it comes to men washing the little girls, that doesn't happen. Like, that's not that. We don't do that. We don't play that. That's on period. That's it. You know what I mean? So I understood where, as far as, mainly, like you said, you are the mother, you are the nurturer, so you are the head of the household, whether people believe it or not. Women are the
or respect it or not. So if you go have sex and have a baby with my man, and I'm telling you I'm still with him, then when you bring that baby to his daddy, then I'm a part of that deal. So this just goes for, this is a learning lesson for everybody. And like I said, I think she understood that. I know for a fact she understood it. It wasn't until the trolls came into the equation like that things were not on the same page. And I don't really want to focus too much on her specifically, because like I said, I'm kind of over that. Just infidelity as a whole, like, this is exactly why you got to be careful when you making your life choices. Like, everybody has to be accountable. As me as a woman, I have to be accountable for what I decide I want to accept, because Jori, bring this light back over here, because now you. I wish I could pull my light out, walking it back and forth. But I have to be accountable for what I said, because this is a headache. And a lot of people feel like, well, you wouldn't have this headache if you didn't stay with him. I still would, because then people were gonna, like, it would still be that for me. I wouldn't say for everybody, for me, because I just have those type of trolls. But this is just a headache all in itself, to have to. Like, I thought we got over the basics. Co-parenting should have been the easiest thing to do. Now, us having boundaries with one another and respecting one another, my thing is, that was not the time I sat down with her was not the first time I talked to her. The first time I talked to her, she was 5-6 months pregnant when she first apologized. And, I believed that apology. Like, I thought it was genuine and sincere when she said it, and she said we were going to talk when she got back in town. When I got back in town, because I was out of the country, and we didn't do that. She needed more time, whatever have you. And then when she finally reached out, by the time I'm pregnant now, I'm like, well, I can't afford to say, well, I need more time. Now I could have, because it was well within my right, but if this was just the situation of infidelity, I would have probably said, okay, I need more time. I'm pregnant. You just, I don't got to talk to you about this right now. But there was a whole nother baby who still didn't have a DNA test and all that. So I kind of just thought, like, if I'm going to be the bigger person, they're never going to get this DNA test. They're never going to, like, this is just a whole bunch of childish antics in a circle. And I'm just the only one who is like, okay, let's sit down, like, let's get this together type of thing. And that's just not what was going on. But I think Martin's video clearly outlined the facts and the facts alone. Like,
right. And that's what needs to happen, because everybody keeps on saying, "Oh, that you lying." This is happening.
Yeah, I don't know what the lies.
It's just like, I don't understand. Yeah, no, it's not the fact of you. Yeah, the comments in general. It's just where so much hate come from, and me like looking and seeing all of just the different types of the situations going on, the vlogs or whatever you want to call it, the commentary. It was draining for me, so I could only imagine how you feel, because it deals with your energy.
And everything was okay. Once the book came out, people like cussed me out, said what they said, and then I think after about 5-6 days, people kind of was like back to the swing of things. Like, it was okay, it was back to normal. By the time she came to the internet, that's when it like got stirred back up. Like, it would have been okay if we would have just left it at, this is what we're gonna do, this is what we chose to do. People respect, once we did our sit down video, people respected it. I mean, there's nothing else to do. Like, there's nothing else for us to talk about other than we're gonna co-parent. Like, I'm not about to be on the internet going back and forth about a woman. He liked me more, he liked you more. I'm not going to do that with anybody. Like, that was the least of my concern, to argue who he liked more. Both of us look damn foolish. Like, what you mean? Like, we both look foolish. Like, there's not a prize or a victory at the end of this just because he wanted to be with me. No, let's be clear. I still stay with him. Like, that's right. He got the prize at the end of it, which was me. So there's not a, oh, look, I like to dangle Jeremy anywhere. Like, my love for him surpasses, just a surface level of endearment towards him. Like, it surpasses that. So it wasn't like a victory, like, oh, I'm so happy he chose me. I didn't think it was even an option or a choice. It was about that I want you still with me. And I think people lost sight of that. But I think this video, this is just the beginning stages of Martin's series. He just kind of wanted to put in perspective, like, pretty much what you get from this is there was a situation, a girl was dating a guy, they got pregnant, he cheated on her, he ended up getting another girl pregnant, and that's it. Now the lies, like what he needs to do, the message he needs to give to the audience, that's definitely going to take place, because he got all the information he needs. Okay. But thank you so much, Tara, for coming on. I'm going to let some other people have some other time to come up.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Yeah, her friends were in her ears. Treasure. That's why you got to be careful who your friends are, because you got to be careful. Hey, D. Jor.
Hey, Keesh.
What you up to?
Girl, I just, you do have to be careful of who your friends are, girl. I just heard you say that.
Yes.
I do hope that a lot of these, reactors took a lot of notes, because we just saw Martin Lewis. He's one of my favorite reactors, y'all. Like, I think I was watching Martin Lewis before I was watching Keesha, before I even met Keesha. I don't know. Or maybe it happened around the same time, but I think Martin laid out the whole situation so that anybody can understand, at least at this level, what happened. You got cheated on, and you stayed with your boyfriend. And I think you made a really good point when you said that both of them were not mature enough to handle the situation. And I think you were a lot. I mean, everybody can see it. I'm older than you. A lot of your subscribers are older than you, and even people your same age, but they see that you have a lot of like maturity for your age. And so a lot of your peers are not going to be able to even, you know, have that same the maturity level that you have. So whether it be Jeremy,
because this was entertainment this was about the other reactors. This was not no other real react. I don't even think a real reactor has reacted to this. I think only I give reactors and the people who made videos about me, I call them the Keesha reactors, because I don't even like they have one agenda, and that's to make me look bad. So they're the Keesha reactors. No real reactors have reacted to the situation. Like even the tea room, when she made like a video a few days ago and people were sending it to me, like she's not a reactor. She's kind of like I don't know what you even want to call her. She kind of just tells what's going on, and she doesn't really give too much of feedback. It's just like, here's what's going on out here, y'all. And it is what it is. I saw in her video, that's all she said. Like, hey, y'all, he's working a series. It's not too much hostility and anger. And you could just tell these other people were too invested, and it was too much passion and anger for people they didn't know. The only person who could have had that type of passion who came to the scene was you, because you knew me and for years at a time.
Yeah, I mean, I came to the situation like people thought that maybe I was biased because I was your friend, and I don't think that I wasn't even trying to come off biased, but I didn't want to come off biased. I really wanted kind of like answers, because and now when I'm looking at this video that Martin did, it kind of brings me back. Jori, go Jori. It's like, no, let me not turn her up.
I'm gonna bring someone who you've talked to before up right now too.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, hey, Nye.
Hey.
Nye.
But hey, how y'all doing? Look, y'all caught me chewing mid-carrot. I'm sorry.
I had to bring you up here. I've been seeing your videos, and I can't now. I got to take back what I said, because you are. Are you a reactor channel? I don't know if you're a reactor.
But look, Keesha, Nye came in. Now that you hit on Nye, because this was going into what I was saying. I think Martin laid out the foundation for people who feel like they might have missed something. Like, okay, so I remember this happening. So I remember this happening, but how did it get from now? We in a year and a half, almost 2 years later. So how did it get to this point? And that's why I like the way that Martin laid it out, because now I feel like you came in a situation and you kind of knew what was going on, but you was like missing some pieces. But you started once you started to react to the situation, you started seeing like, hold up. I can't hang on it. I can't how did it get so intense that the hate is so like? And somebody called in my live earlier and said, where did the part come in your kids were put in danger?
Exactly.
Where did the part come in that like they calling your brand deals? Like, so where did that part come in at? And even though in this video, I think, girl, I was like, hold up, Jeremy, like he better not be in the background right now, because you know what I'm saying? You know, it puts you back to that point. Like, yeah, where was the smoke for Jeremy? Like, there was absolutely nobody harassing Jeremy in his DMs, inboxes, calling him skinny, calling him ugly, calling him nothing. They was like messaging this man, telling him how ugly, or you know, just really disgusting things. And I'm like, hold up. Y'all supposed to be calling him a no good at. Y'all supposed to be doing all of this things. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. But what I'm saying is, I'm glad he did it like that way, so people could kind of see like where it went left. Like he laid it out like a person. He may have taken a long time, and I think that people were thinking like he's about to Keesha paid him to do this. And people, no, like it did not paint Keesha in a good or bad light. It just the truth of the situation is. Yeah, the truth of the situation is really ugly. It's not pretty. You can't dance around it. You can't hype it up. It was an ugly situation. And it's like it was an ugly situation that got like it got out of hand. You know
And that's why I started doing my videos, because when I first saw the whole situation with the book, I was like, well, wait a damn minute, you know. So I was on the side of the people that were confused, and I honestly did want to hear Ashley's side of the story. But when I saw people take that and they turned it into, let's talk about her mothering skills, let's call her brand deals, I was like, wait a minute, I'm tired of being in these comments trying to get people to see. I'm tired of calling the people lives, trying to get people to see. Y'all are missing the point. I think that everyone can watch Martin's first video and get the background, because I was like, okay, now we see from start to finish what the background was, and we can see this was a situation that was probably unfortunate to go through for both women. And everybody can sit back and say, oh, well, I wouldn't have did this. Hell, I would have handled it different. I would have been somewhere in jail, probably, But at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with how did this turn into, let's talk about this girl as a mother. How did this turn into, let's talk about this girl's brand deals and let's call her marketing class a scam and let's degrade her hair company, even though we ain't seen nobody purchase nothing. Like that is where...
Exactly. Right. No order number attached that they review. No order number, no name attached.
They ain't slashing that tire, Jeremy. Nothing. They ain't even. They should have been at Jeremy. Like anyway, where was he at? Y'all was
right.
They was keeping tabs on his car, but they wasn't doing nothing. Why they ain't run up on him?
Right.
They ain't do nothing.
I pulled up with the knife trying to slash his tires, and then I thought, damn insurance policy.
They shamed you for that. They shamed you for that.
I wrote a note on his car and everything. He caught me, y'all. He came outside, and I'm telling y'all think I didn't do nothing now. He came outside and caught me red-handed with a big old butcher knife right in my purse. I called my best friend. I said, oh, this nigga didn't try me.
No, but hold up, Keesha. They said that you, but hold up, they shamed you for that. They said, Jeremy, they said Keesha couldn't do nothing. They thought Keesha, we already know that you just did your video with airing out the Keesha guy, but I'm saying that they didn't, you couldn't even make yell at the dog, okay? You couldn't, but they wanted you to do something
Bailey out.
Couldn't even cuss the dog out. But I'm just saying, I'm so glad that people are able to see the foundation, and the fact that he didn't really give no emotional opinion about the situation. He's like,
right,
well, I see a contradiction here. Ashley said this, but well,
now, the next one is going to probably be a lot more opinions in it because of the way he asked for certain receipts. Y'all had to go in my graveyard and pull out. I was like, Mark, I was getting passionate. Martin, you come ask me for this receipt, but Martin, he didn't. I gave it to him because I didn't have nothing to hide, so I just gave him everything that he asked of me. He did have a conversation with Jeremy, so I don't know if he's gonna. I'm pretty sure he will include some of that conversation and stuff, but. It just was a lot. And I think a lot of people tried to say, okay, after this situation came to the internet, it was like, okay, well, Keisha's had issues with, these people in the past. And it's like the issues that the people on the internet made up weren't even real issues. Like none of it was even factual. It's just, I never decided to air it out. This is not my character. Right. And even some of the things that was going on with other people who had platforms. I'm not going to be going back and forth on platforms, going like, what I look like? That's not even me. Like, I just did. And the thing about it is a lot of people want to come and talk about me and my job and my lack thereof. Like, she don't have this brand deal, or going to take her brand deals, me and my mother and my kids, this, that, and the third, my mom. But any comment that was made in regards to, and I'm not condoning anyone to do this, but anyone who I saw make a comment about her job or her child or her this or her that, it was like off with their necks. Like, you all are so foul, you all are so disgusting. Like Paris specifically, I left the receipt in that bullying video because I wanted to speak volumes. That video that Paris did and made that commentary about Nasia. First of all, let's be clear. Nasia never physically abused me. Like, let's just be clear with that. That was my first girlfriend. So first of all, you're wrong. You're loud and wrong there. You're loud and wrong. Secondly, that video came out before Ashley even came to the internet. So you are already mocking me being in a physically abusive relationship and my mental state in that physically abusive relationship. So fast forward a few weeks later, when you get into cahoots with Ashley, and this is not, I'm not mad at Ashley about this because I don't know if she didn't watch Paris' video. This is about Paris though. This is about the people who are reacting to me. So a few weeks later, when Brilliant Bree has her lives, she's going to react, or she's speaking on mental health. But everybody a few weeks ago was just speaking about me being in a physically abusive relationship, getting my butt beat. So how is it okay for people to talk about that? And then when she came to the internet and brought her own issues, because I didn't bring her issues to the internet. I had a private personal conversation with someone who I thought I could trust at the time, which I've already publicly apologized for that. But when she came to the internet with her own business, because her friend told her that, and I don't know how that conversation went down, but her friend told her, because she said, I'm behind this whole reckoning. I made this come true. I'm the one who wanted this, what blah, blah, blah. But when y'all came and you forced your friend to come tell your personal business, no one would ever even know that happened. No one would ever have known it. You could have called me and said, hey, someone just sent me this and I don't care too much for this. We need to have a conversation. I had offered several times for us to have conversations, even when the internet got to her. I said, we need to all sit down because this once again is out of control. And that never, I think her friend just was like, no, I see dollar signs. I see money. I see subscribers going up. I see clout. You can, like, you have 4,000 followers on Instagram. Now you're up to 17,000. And it's off the strength of people wanting to know who did something with my boyfriend. So people, it was okay for people to talk. People been talking about my kids. Yes, you all continue to prove me right. People been talking about my kids. So why is it that now you all are saying she's showing a picture of her son? Y'all been talking about my kids. So why was it okay for y'all to been talking about my kids since they were born? And then when I share a picture of my children's blood relative, my boyfriend's child, it's with someone in private and tell them not to share it because all I'm doing is proving that I'm not lying about what I'm saying, I'm talking about. Now all of a sudden, one more time, Keisha, so like everything you all try to say was nasty about me. You guys are showing that these obviously are nasty traits that you guys been doing.
That was the biggest thing for me. Like, it just wasn't fair. Like, I understand, like, people want to talk about the situation with you and Jeremy and Ashley. Totally get it. Like, I wouldn't have had nothing to say if people just spoke about the situation with the same energy. I'm not saying people have to take your side all the time because people can, it's commentary. So you're going to, even me, like I've given my opinion on all sides of the situation.
I've heard.
Right. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like you all literally throw Keisha to the cross for every single thing that she do. But then the other side can do something and it's like nobody say nothing. It's breezed over.
Why are we talking about her? Exactly.
Right. It's like, so that's where I have the issue.
And that's when you know that this is not just because if you stick to the facts, even if the video today and you try to say, well, who's wrong in the situation, just strictly off Martin's video, the answer will be Jeremy. Right. And if someone says, okay, well, who's the next person at fault? Then if you're honest, the only reason why I'm saying this is because he showed the receipt of us. Okay, Ashley, she decided to keep sleeping with him. Okay, the baby here. Keisha decided to take Jeremy back, the baby here. Okay, both of them equally at fault for doing what they did in it.
Yeah.
But then once they sat down, and now she is sitting down with Keisha in one instance, texting Keisha all this, oh, love you, girl, coming over, bringing Keisha food, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, you're creating Snapchats and this account and that account, and I'm still pregnant. I'm still like inviting you in my home around my kids, fragile, vulnerable. So then that's kind of like, okay, now what's going on right here? So ultimately speaking, I just feel like at the end of the day, Martin painted the situation as true as it should have been, and that is Jeremy was at fault. Ultimately, Jeremy was at fault. And I've always said that. In my book, I said he was I never even talked about her in the book. I never said she was at fault in the book. I said I was mad. I said I was upset. I said I was disappointed. I said I would not have done the things that she done, and she said she wouldn't have done the things I've done. But ultimately speaking, I know Jeremy is to be held accountable, like, period. Right. And that's exactly what Martin's video shared. And still people are like, oh, Keisha, you're at fault. Like,
right. And that's my thing. I'd be like, look, y'all, I mean, if we could just make this make some sense. Like, I'm not a type of person. I'm not trying to just hear only good things about people who I support, because I do support your channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, we both HBCU girls, So at the end of the day, like, I do like your channel, but at the end of the day, I can see where everybody in this situation could have moved differently, but that's the problem. The masses aren't talking about what everybody could have did. The masses are talking about what Keisha did. Like, everyone wants to bash you for staying with Jeremy, and they want to bash you for your decision. But at the end of the day, when the receipts came out, and this is no shade to her, because both of you all were just in an unfortunate situation. But when the receipts came out and him and her were still dealing, everybody was like, well, she can do that. That's her baby daddy.
Exactly.
Okay, well, he's your baby daddy.
She can do it. She can dress how she wants. And like I said, this is not, I know what I did wrong in the situation.
Right.
Do I still stand by staying with him? If I didn't, I would leave. If I had a reflection and I said, you know what? After looking at all this stuff again, I think that I really want to leave him, I would leave. But that's not what I chose to do. And ultimately, so many things, like I said, I didn't know anything about them doing anything while I was pregnant with Jori. I think she probably felt like I knew. I don't know what she was thinking, because like I said, she didn't have a conversation with me. She kind of just cuts me out, blocked me out. I can see now she blocks, and that'll be all she wrote. So I'm just like, wait, what's going on now? now? Like, why she got all this issue? Like, I'm asking him, he's acting confused. So I'm like, what is? And then when I'm starting seeing the things being said on social media, I'm like, what? The last time we talked, we was good. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, why? And I'm just the type of person, like, even throughout this whole situation, I don't do he said, she said. I'm more of a, you need to, like, show me the proof of whatever you're saying is going on, especially when it's involving someone who will have an impact with my kids, being like them having a relationship with their brother. I wanted to make sure I let both of them know I back that. Like, I support that, because it wasn't going to be good if he's like, well, you know, Keesha not comfortable with you coming over here. So, you know, I don't know when she's going to be good with it. She having a baby. Okay. It's been 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Then it's like, Keisha's keeping him away, which they still say that. It's like, they're always saying, I'm keeping him away. I'm calling him. And I told both of them, like, look, y'all got to get this together for this baby. What is going on here? Like, why y'all not being mature? And like I said, it wasn't until the internet got involved where they were kind of forced. Well, he was for surely forced, like, okay, Keesha now about to find out some stuff, and things about to really be hitting the fan. And when it did hit the fan, I for surely held him accountable for that. But that's why us as women, we have to understand the fault of the situation. And I understood the fault of the situation lied in his arms. And that's why like I said, I can't come to the internet and air that type of stuff out. But I'm just glad that Martin was able to just outline everything. But so we added one more person to the chat.
Hey, Keesha. Hey, D. I can't see the other young lady's name. Hello.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm a long-time supporter. I just, let me just do this real quick. I hope you can hear this. I just want to give you your flowers. You know what? I'm so goddamn proud of you, Keesha, Kaylee. I'm just so proud of you, for real.
Yes, thank you.
D knows a little bit about my story. I'm a ex-wife, and me and the second ex-wife are actually best friends. Her son was born between my girls. I have 2 children by this guy, and she has 1. And because the way I was, my biological father's wife didn't want him to have anything to do with me. When her son came into the picture, I was not going to throw him away or make him, or not have my ex-husband have anything to do with his son. I just went to I call him my bonus son. I just went to my bonus son's wedding. It's something that can be worked out. It took a long time, but I just commend you for being the type of woman that, hey, you still did this your son has something to do with him. I'm just proud of you for handling everything like a G. I'm telling you, for real.
Yes.
You're just so mature for your age, and I just much blessings to your channel, to your soon-to-be husband. I just threw that in there. To your beautiful children, and God bless you. But I just want to let you know that I'm just so proud of you. Please keep your head held high. Thanks, D, for checking on me in the back, and y'all have a good evening. I'm gonna get back in the chat.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get back in the chat too, but I want to say the same thing. Like, keep doing your thing, girl. Okay. People gonna talk. People are gonna hate. You know, at the end of the day, this is not about the situation with you, Jeremy and Ashley. This is about the negative turn that it took, and how people took this one situation that everybody go through. Like, everybody done had some type of situation where they done had to get into it with somebody over their significant other. People done had baby mama drama. Like, that's life. Those things can be worked out, but the way those people took this and flipped it into a hate train on you, that was unacceptable. And at the end of the day, nobody deserves to be, you know, just drugged for regular life stuff. Like, you, Ashley and Jeremy, hopefully one day everything will be good. Y'all will be able to all raise your kids in a cordial situation, and this will be something of the past. Like, it's been done before. My mama went through it, you know. So at the end of the day, it's been proven that this is not going to be the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? This is just the internet. At the end of the day, you'll figure it out. Keep doing your thing. Keep being great. And I'm going to continue to speak out, you know what I'm saying, when I see fit, when I have time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I never tell people how to do their reactions. Just be fair. That's all I ask. Like, if you want to react to my life or, you know, things, just be fair. And I have heard a few of your videos, and I can say genuinely that I feel like you have been fair. I don't think that I have been perfect in the situation, but I have done the best that I can do, and I have been as exceptional as I could possibly be, given the circumstances. And that's just all I could do for myself. But I definitely have not been a bully or, just someone just calculating and doing things behind the scene. And, I've been honest I was the most honest out of everybody. Like, I was honest with the both of them. How after I sat down, hey, look, this is what it is. This is how I feel. This, if y'all can't get with this, then I can't, be a part of this, because I'm not going to be dealing with no, I'm staying with you and you on the side and you going to go visit the baby and y'all doing. No, I'm not doing all that. So I'm not sharing no man. I don't have to share a man. And that's just the way I feel. So it turned ugly because I feel like the trolls and the type of trolls I have, if the trolls really meant this for her and her child, then they would have never put the nasty bugs in their ear. They know I'm a great mother. She knows I'm a great mother. Half our conversations was advice to her about being a mom. So she knows those things. And I would never let anyone come on my platform and talk about her child. And I wish she could have done the same thing for me, although she says she can't control what other people say. But, there's still certain things you can say to stop.
I think the thing is, and I hate to interrupt you, but to say that she never allowed somebody to talk about, as far as it stands, we a year and a half in, I think the part that it just disappoints me with Ashley is that she old girl, whatever. But I just feel like she never stood up and said, we're not going to talk about the children. I'm glad that y'all support me, but if y'all support me, we're going to keep the kids out of it. It never was a conversation that she ever had as far as online, or it looks like she never had the conversation offline. It just seems like as a mother, she condoned that type of behavior. She condoned that type of attention that she was getting to compare the children and stuff like that. And when even like reactors like when they spoke out against that stuff, like they were attacked. And I watched I think Keisha, you just saw like going through those receipts, and I was one of the people.
I do remember that live. I heard you on Paris Live once, and I was like, they were just coming for you. You just had to drop off of it. And I'm like, but I do agree with now you said I do agree, because even her saying that she was obsessed with my son and I was buying, like, let me clear that up. Y'all know this live is not about clearing nothing up that Martin said. It is what it is and it is what it ain't. But I was not buying that baby no stuff before that baby came into this world. As the receipt showed, we didn't even know when he was coming. He got a text the day he was born. I didn't buy him not one thing until that care package, and that was it. I've never even. No, when he came over here in October, I bought him something when I went to go buy the girl something, but that was all the kids. But that's the only thing I ever bought him. I never gave off obsession, even through all of our conversation. I don't know how much Martin is including. Like I said, he said he wanted all receipts, and that's what it was. But if he shares more stuff, you will see throughout our conversation, she voluntarily sent me stuff and voluntarily wanted to include him. And I never was like, I think people just said that because they feel like, oh, she wanted a son so bad. No, I've always wanted a daughter, to be truthful. I've always wanted a daughter. And when I got blessed with my twins, of course, then when I got pregnant again, I'm like, okay, I'm praying for a boy. Like, we can have our son. Like, I got two beautiful baby twin girls. And then when we got blessed with Jory's everything to me. Like, Jory, I would love to have another mini Jory. Like, if we got pregnant, I would not be mad at all. Like, I just had to be a girl mom. But just to tell people like she's obsessed, to help paint this narrative about me. And like, I never was that way. If anything, I was just inclusive. Like I said, okay, well, they're having a sibling photo shoot. So, if you want him to be a part of it, I don't want him to come in our house and he's growing up with his father and there's sibling pictures, and he doesn't, when he goes to second grade, y'all, Jory's don't care about us. When he goes to second grade and he has to show his family tree, he has no memories. Like,
Jory, and people don't understand, like, you were being like very nice. Like, that doesn't happen every day. Well, I'm like, I've literally seen people lose their life over a man,
Exactly.
So and I'm not saying it gets to that extreme all
and
the
you
time.
get less time for it too, girl.
Right, but like, it gets real over these men, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for you to have somebody that's even trying to be nice to you, trying to keep it cordial with you, like, that's a blessing. I'm not saying that, she would have had to kiss your behind or anything like that, but society have people messed up where they feel like don't nobody owe you nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could have went a totally different way. It could have been, let me invite you over here, let me set you up. You know what I'm saying? But that's how some people think. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it happen in real life. You know, so at the end of the day, you know, I just commend you for even trying to, you know, be humble in the situation. Because honestly,
I really as hard as y'all don't even know how much I had to pray. Like it was like how I had to keep a strong face, because like I said, ultimately speaking, like I told Jeremy, if when the DNA test comes back, if this is your child, like at that point he didn't have any, he was seeing the baby, blah blah blah, you know, in a way he's like, okay, this could be my son. When I told him when the DNA, I really need to find a text of that, but when the DNA test comes back,
it was in there. You was like, when this DNA test come back, you going, that's
like
your
a
son.
light switch. Yeah. You're going to have unconditional love for your child. But for me, it's not going to be like that. So you're going to be pacifying my emotions because you're going to be stuck between a hard place of being a good father, the absent present father, and making sure that your girlfriend feels comfortable with this arrangement. Like, this is a very weird dynamic that is happening, and I knew the only way that this could comfortably go smooth is if I played my part. It didn't matter if he played his part and she played her part. If I ultimately said, I'm about to make everybody's life a living hell, no, that baby not coming over here, no, she can't come over here, and I don't know when I'm gonna be cool with it, it would have just, and that would have just been what he had to respect. But like, it would have just been what expect. I could have just used my baby's excuse as long as I could. I just had a baby. Nope. My baby gonna be a year old. Nope. I'm breastfeeding. Like, I'm going through postpartum depression, and the baby had still came over there at some point. Like, Jeremy knew how hard it was for me to have to deal with this. And since they couldn't maturely handle the conversations and she only wanted to talk to me, I'm like, well, I'll talk to her. Like, okay, she at least wants to talk to me. I'll talk to her. So for her to come and say, oh, she's obsessed, oh, she's this, oh, she's weird, I'm like, oh, she sat down and wanted to make talking to me before. I'm like, that's not how it went down.
Let me stop being petty. Nothing, never mind.
But yeah, it was nothing like that at all. Like, nothing like that at all. Like, I don't even know. I'm like, where did her side of this come from? Like, none of this happened. Like, I was looking at both of them several times. Even when she came to the house, 2 of the times she came, Jeremy wasn't even there. It was just me and her. Like, we was besties. She came over her little hoodie when she brought me food. She chilling, feet up, talking about after I drop the baby, what we gonna do and everything. I'm just like, where did she talk about this whole obsession? Like, oh, you're so cool. Like, Jeremy always told me that we would be cool. And then, like, if you would at least stuck to that truth, I could have respected it more. I mean, the only thing she said was like, I was cool with her, but she said it like, and I was trying to be cool with Shorty. Like, yeah, we was a little cool into this book. But as you all gonna see in the next part, what really happened with the book, it was the trolls. And I just don't think that it was right for me to be blamed. Like, even if I even give the devil's advocate stand, even if I did say other woman or one night stand, or I would have never said one night stand. I knew that was a damn, because I was like, where'd y'all get this one night stand? I know that I would have never said no craziness like that. But let's just say other woman or whatever the other narrative was. Even if I said that, you think that you're gonna be mad after you didn't started a whole family, and you're gonna be mad about that one little thing? Like, it was crazy.
What about the part? Because they real upset about the fact that you talked to the ex-girlfriend, child.
Oh, hold on. Let me open this door for Jori. Hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all that part.
Okay. Well, or not. What do you think while we holding on? What did you think about her talking to Keesha, meeting up with the ex-girlfriend or the girlfriend at the time?
Is it something that I would have done? No. But at the end of the day, we can't, like I said, I don't like to judge the females, because I mean, it's a lot of things that a lot of people in the situation did that I wouldn't have done. Would I have talked to her? No. But at the end of the day, I'm not Keesha, you know what I'm saying? And if she was trying to get the information that she needed, then who are we to judge? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure, like, maybe looking back, I don't know if she, you know, if you would have did it differently. But at the time, you know, when you
I would have did the same. I'm talking. Yeah, I would have talked. A lot of people felt a way about me talking to the ex. I felt a way about her sleeping with Jeremy. So like, we both did things that made each other uncomfortable.
Right. It was
like
a lot of things.
Her at Longhorn, when she brought it up, oh, you talked to my ex. I did. And I'm glad I did. I don't care. But I talked to Jeremy. Why you talking to her? I did. I told him, I said, I know y'all not talking to me about me talking to James now. And y'all went out and made a little baby on me. You talking about me talking. But let me tell you in all seriousness how that happened. So you all already know, like, the blocking was going on. I had a conversation when I talked to her. She was the one who told me, "Oh, I'm pregnant," and it was a long. I don't know if Martin gonna include that. He may not, but it was a long message she sent me, and a part of the message was her telling me she was pregnant. I'm like, what? After that, we didn't talk no more. So I reached out to her again on my business phone. Every time I communicate with her, it was either Jeremy's phone or my business phone because I don't have nothing to hide. I'm coming to you as I am, so it was no secret message or any of that. And she was like, "Oh, when you're ready to have that conversation, we can talk as a woman." So immediately when she said I'm pregnant, I'm like, hello, like calling you, texting you, pregnant. What are you talking about? So I'm thinking she lying. So when I talked to him, they had their little conversation. They're going back and forth with the text. Then she blocks him. Now she's blocked. I'm blocked. Nobody gets to talk to her. At this point, how her Instagram is now, she had it deactivated. No pictures, no nothing. So for months, I'm in counseling with Jeremy, trying to move on from the past infidelity of the pregnancy with the twins. And I'm healing. I'm doing the work. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm doing all this work. And what if there's really a baby? What if she went online? Or I don't know nothing. Like I had no idea nothing. She ended up reactivating her Instagram. And she posted so I'm looking at her Instagram from my own page. She reactivates her Instagram and she posts a video with Jamie. I think it was their anniversary. So I'm like, okay, she's back with Jamie. Okay, I know she went. I knew she lied. So I'm thinking like, okay, she was lying. She's not pregnant. She did. Why would her girlfriend be with her? She's pregnant. It wasn't a video. It was past videos like that they had together that she was reflecting, saying happy anniversary. It wasn't nothing recent, and she still had not posted anything. So I'm like, okay, but could she still? I'm about to reach out to this girlfriend. So the girlfriend posted her on her page to congratulate her, thanking her, loving on her too. And she still didn't have no belly picture. So I'm like, okay, she ain't posting nothing about no baby. The girlfriend ain't posting nothing about no baby. So I'm like, okay, me and Jeremy in counseling. Months has went by. He's blocked. You know, they had not communicated at all. And we're doing the work healing. So I'm like, now what if we do all this and get to the end of the road and there was a baby? Like we don't get nothing. So I said, I'm about to reach out to the girlfriend. She don't want to talk to me. She's, I don't want to say immature, whatever the situation, she's in her feelings about it. So let me see if I can reach out to the girlfriend. Reach out to the girlfriend. I didn't tell her who I was. I said, I need to meet up with you. I need to talk to you. And she said, what is this in regarding? I said, your girlfriend. And then she said, okay. Met up with her immediately when she gets in the car. Like I said, this gonna probably come out of my video about just a little sneak peek. But as soon as we get in the car, she pretty much told me, I know exactly who you are. And I'm like, what? How do you know me? Oh, me and my girl watch you on YouTube. I'm like, huh? I'm like, this is weird. But, we went on with the conversation. But the whole point of my conversation, I didn't know what. And the thing about it is I could have really been petty. Her girlfriend invited me to her house. Wanted me to, she's like, she about to leave to go to work this time. You can come over. And I'm like, what? No. I said, I don't care how I feel about this girl. I would never disrespect her in that manner. Like, I was still doing the best that I could to still stay true to myself. I genuinely wanted to know. He wasn't going out of his way to find out. He genuinely thought she ain't pregnant. She just made up something. And she had us blocked and wasn't posting. So I'm like, okay, let me reach out to the girlfriend. She is a party in this situation. She's the person who would have information. Just her girlfriend. This is my boyfriend. We were all in a 4-way type of affair. And me and the girlfriend were both cheated on pretty much. So I'm sitting down. I had no idea what the girlfriend was about to tell me. I didn't know what her energy was about to be. All I knew was she just was a word vomit. Like, and it was so much more, like, it was a very long conversation, but I was like, why are you telling me all this stuff? Right. Why are you saying all these things? I had no idea, but the reason why I was recording it, I wasn't even thinking to come to the internet with it. I just recorded it for the sake of, I'm about to come home and tell Jeremy, like, look, this is what I got from the girlfriend. She didn't tell me this information. Now we need to get to the bottom of this because I don't know if I want to still stay around now that I found out she's pregnant. So the girlfriend told me she was pregnant and we had that conversation. And like I said, I didn't know what she was going to say. I was still kind of just, the whole thing more in the conversation, I was just saying, okay, well, can she talk to me? Can we sit down as women? Like, I'm a mother, and at this point, I'm not pregnant. So I'm, again, like, I just only had the twins. And, the girlfriend was telling me, like, she wanted to find out too. She said that she wasn't telling nobody who the baby daddy was. And I'm like, okay, this is a headache. Right. All I'm saying is, like, immature just all across the board. Like, what do you mean you're not going to tell nobody who the baby daddy is? And now, like, it was just too much for me. But ultimately, I had to be selfish for myself. I had to make a choice for myself of if I was going to stay with him, because having a baby, in retrospect, in real time, that's a deal breaker. Like, you having a whole baby on me. But like I said, how it went down was not, if it would have went down in the normal way that it should have went down, I can't say for a fact if me and Jeremy would have been together. But since she had him blocked, and we already started rebuilding and doing the work and counseling, and it was months that went by before we found out she was actually pregnant. I didn't talk to the girlfriend until October. We originally found out about this the July. So all this time went by, and we already did the work, and we rebuilding, and we're doing better with getting past infidelity. And now the girlfriend says, okay, well, she is pregnant, and I also can't help you because I don't know who the baby daddy is. I'm like, but we back at damn square one. So now we still healing. And by that point, November rolls around, and that's when I went out the country, she reached out to him and said, hey, can I have a conversation with you? And I told him, hell no. Like, how all of a sudden I'm going out of the country, and now all of a sudden, boom, you unblocked all of a sudden. So I told him no originally, but he said, Keesha, I really need to find out this is my child. So I said, okay, whatever, forget it. They had a conversation, and she told him she was gonna do the DNA test. And then she asked him to FaceTime me. She FaceTimed me, and she told me woman to woman, look. And that was the most sincere apology I thought she gave me. Like, I really thought she was sincere that time. Mind you, I'm still not pregnant yet. This was November, right before I got pregnant. And she told me, look, woman to woman, I'm so sorry. Like, now that I'm pregnant, I am having so many bodily things going on with me. I couldn't imagine being where you were when I was doing what I was doing with your boyfriend. I couldn't imagine. Now she was like, I don't have the support. Like, she had, I think, her girlfriend at the time. I don't know if they broke up by the point she was talking to me, but they ended up getting back together. I don't think they officially broke up until the baby got here, but they were going through whatever they were going through. So she was being honest, like, now I'm going through so many pregnancy symptoms, and this is crazy on my body. I cannot imagine you being pregnant with twins, and then you got to deal with your man sleeping with another woman or women or whoever. And she just said, I'm jealous, and I believe that. And then she said, when you get back in town, like, let's hang out. So just let me know when you get back. And I texted her when I got back, and then by that point it was Thanksgiving, and she said, I'm out of town for Thanksgiving. I said, y'all know I keep receipts. I got all my receipts. But she said, I'm out of town for Thanksgiving, and I'll hit you up when I get back. I didn't hear from her. The next time we heard from her was when the baby got here. So that was November. We didn't hear from her again till March. So it was always like her cutting us off, blocking us, or not being ready. And she's well within her right to not have been ready. She was pregnant at that time. So I get it. Her emotions all over the place, and she's going through all her symptoms. But I just, for myself, for my own family, I had to make life choices. Like, do I want to still be with him? Is there really a baby involved? And I couldn't get those answers until 2 weeks before I actually gave birth to my child. Like, she actually was pregnant with his child. So it was just the way, like I said, things happened. She said she didn't want to be stuck with needles, but at the same time, she was also telling him, oh, I'm going to get the DNA test even after me and her talked in November, she said, I'm going to my doctor's appointment Monday. He can come and I'll do the DNA test then. Then she just didn't hit him up. So it was always, like I said, I feel both of them were at fault for the DNA test. I feel both of them stepped up quicker. He could have been more aggressive. She could have been more aggressive. I know she's saying she knew all along, and that's great. I know all along who the father of my children are, but I feel like both of them were kind of just like, I'm doing what I want to do. And ultimately, I'm just stuck here like, y'all got my life altering in y'all hands right now, because I don't know what the hell I'm about to do, because both of y'all just got me just dangling somewhere. And I said, when I found out, by that point, it was like, oh my gosh. By the time I found out, it was just like, okay.
Yeah, I think
merry-go-round.
I see people like in the comments saying that this is Jeremy's fault. And I can agree to that. I think the problem was like, it was Jeremy's fault and it was Ashley's fault. Like, it was both of their faults, because Ashley clearly knew that Jeremy was in a relationship, but where the real situation comes in at, and I think the reason why Keesha explains like so much as to exactly what happened, because today we saw in Martin's video that Keesha and Ashley were absolutely cool, absolutely fine.
Right.
After the mother situation, even after all of that, like, she was saying like, I'm not talking to Jeremy, but I'm talking to Keesha. But the way Ashley came to the internet was dead ass wrong. It wasn't warranted. Like, she had absolutely no reason to come at Keesha the way she did. And she really, really came to the internet, still to this day, to ruin Keesha.
And I was so blindsided.
Yeah. And Keesha is really not, like, just knowing her personally, like, she's not a person that is used to people, like a woman or man, behaving in the way that they were behaving, because she is a lot mature than people her age. So, and she's a genuinely a good person. So and she's a person of her word. So if somebody doesn't keep their word, or if somebody does something like sleeping with your man, it's really like Keesha was like, what in the hell? Like the messages that she was sending her is like, what kind of woman are you? But it's just like, what in the world? Because she really doesn't understand. Like in her, like, I'm not gonna say she's innocent, but really Keesha is green to a lot of things that women do because she's not that type of person. So she's like, wait, a woman would sleep with somebody else's man?
Yeah, I had to call my best friends. I'm like, hey, so, and it's like, I didn't even want to tell them what was going on so nobody could judge me. But I'm like, so hypothetically, when you date men, do women be like, I'm genuinely like, and I'm pregnant. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I was literally perplexed because I just didn't think this happened. Like, I didn't think, and I'm like, okay, if I tell her, like I said, yes, I did come at her aggressive the first time. Y'all saw the first message I sent her was like, he got twins on the way. Leave him the F alone, B-word, whatever it was I said. But I came at her so aggressive because of the comment. Huh?
Keisha said, there's going to be consequences.
I was like, what is going on? I was like, what is, and like I said, no, so he said that, Martin said that he didn't see the messages that were between them, and the messages that were between them, yeah, I didn't send those to him. I don't even know, did he ask for those? I don't remember. Anyways, the messages that were between them was when I was able to see that they did actually have intercourse. And I also saw the DMs of her saying that she had a girlfriend. So I was just like, what kind of monsters are both of you guys? Like, y'all are monsters. Like, what is, like, you got a girlfriend, you got a girlfriend, like everybody, like, what is going on? Like, and then when he, like, I also knew because so day one, when I found out about her, I was like, how'd you meet her? And when he told me he met her through Aubrey, his close friend at the time, the Aubrey girl liked him. And she always flirted with him for years. And then, like I said, so when he told me,
hold up, but Martin left that part out of the story.
No, I think he's gonna come back to it.
Oh, okay.
I think.
But go ahead. What were you saying, girl?
But yeah, so when he told me he met her through Aubrey, what you need, baby? Oh, you don't like this? Okay. Look, baby, didn't I tell you I was no more? It's 10:50. What's going on?
Your tummy, mommy.
What about your tummy?
Your tummy, daddy.
What about daddy's tummy? Okay, give me a kiss in that. Okay, that's the last show. When that go off, it's over. It's over for y'all. Okay, y'all got cheer in the morning. Okay. Journey, you be saying some crazy stuff, girl. But when he told me how he met her, I just thought all of it was just so crazy to me. I just thought it was crazy. I thought he was crazy. I thought everybody was crazy. I didn't just think she was crazy. I thought he was crazy. I was like, what? Like, this is what's going on. Like, I'm like, her poor girlfriend, like, poor me, like, poor babies. Like, I didn't know where to put my emotions. I was sick as hell. I was like side-eyeing him. He was bringing roses home. And I'm like, nigga, get them damn roses out of this house. Like, I was safe. I don't remember if y'all remember the vlog when I went and got sage. Y'all, so y'all didn't know what was really going on behind it. His twin told me, maybe girl, if you need to sage the HOE out the house. That's when I went and got that sage, y'all. I was saging. I said, and I texted him, I wish I could find the message. So I need to tap in the word sage and see what pop up. Because I remember texting him and I said, now I didn't sage all these hoes at my house. Now, if you walk back in here with the devil, I swear on everything. The devil gonna choke you in your, like, I was going crazy. I was walking around. I thought it was gonna work, y'all. I was like, what is going on? Like, I was in disbelief. Like, I genuinely thought like I was losing my mind, and I couldn't really deal. Like, Britt and me got closer during the time because by default she saw her in the car, so I naturally gravitated towards her more and told her more stuff than my other best friends because I'm like, okay, well, I ain't trying to put everybody in my business. I don't like I learned that from my last ex-girlfriend because once you off and then you get back on, now they still mad at them. So that's why I was like, okay, I ain't telling nobody else this. Britt already seen it. So let me just keep confiding in her. So she knew more tea. And, you know, it was just like I said, it was just it was a big mess. It was a big mess. And like I said, he wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it too, or whatever the saying is. So I definitely, like I said, hold him accountable, seeing how everything played out. Like I still hold him accountable to this day. And I try not to bring it up too much, because once you move on and you forgive someone, you can't dwell on that.
Right.
You won't ever be able to properly. And he does bring that up to me, like, well, Keesha, you still with me? So why are we even talking about this? But it's sometimes hard because the internet embeds into my brain so much, and they continuously, let me know, like, he wanted another woman, he did this with other women, and then they still want him to be that same man. And I think he has learned a lot about growth and his poor choices that he made, and he knows a lot about consequences. And ultimately, his poor consequences cost him to have a rift with co-parenting, and he understands how that came to be. Ultimately, his consequences cost him a shift in his own household with us. Like, it has not been the easiest to heal properly with someone who cheated so severely. Because like I said, had I seen red flags before I got pregnant, we wouldn't have got pregnant. There was no red flags about infidelity. Me and Jeremy were like two peas in a pod. So I think it was so destructive to my heart. I went numb, and instead of properly reacting how normal people react, I was so numb to the situation because I was such in disbelief. And I think that's a fair feeling to me, for me to have expected. Yes, I sent her stuff, but the things that I did to her while I was pregnant, or said to her while I was pregnant, I told her, like, if that's the worst you had to deal with, like, girl, I told her when I met up with her, I was like, imagine you being pregnant with your babies and you sick, and your man going off, dipping off with a chick, and the chick is over here knowing that the girl is pregnant and she don't give a flying F. Like, she just care about self. Like, she said she got it. She understood where I was coming from. But
and that was my only issue with the whole thing, because, honey, I done did it all. Okay, I done been a main chick, I done been a side chick. So and I'm almost 30 though. So I've had some experiences in life, and so that's why when I speak about the situation, I don't go super hard on Ashley and judge her either, because I've been in her shoes as well. But the thing about it is, no one wanted to stay on topic. No one wanted to talk about the real issue. Everybody wanted to take everything and just throw it on you.
Went completely off topic.
Right. It's kind of like
left field.
Right. We would just stay on topic and talk about how both of these, let's talk about how Keesha and Ashley can do better. Let's talk about Jeremy. Yeah. Let's put the accountability where it needs to be. Then I wouldn't have had no problem. I would have stayed in the comments.
Let's positively reinforce co-parenting in a healthy manner.
Right.
Telling a woman to keep a child away from his father,
that's ridiculous.
Or lies to the woman, suggesting that I would harm the baby, or
for the woman to listen to it. For the woman to listen to it.
Yeah, any baby. Because like I said, if someone's like a million people came in, if Jeremy and me broke up and he got with somebody else, and a million people in my DM saying this woman is da-da-da, I would have, if I met them, I don't care what nobody else saying, because I've been dealing with this for so long. But I would at least have a conversation, because that's what's the most important thing. Not just close the door to, like, I felt like it was too much of an emphasis on the social media relationship with the baby, his real family, and my daughters are still their brothers. So as a mother, when my daughters are asking questions, what the heck am I supposed to say?
Right, because like y'all all in the same city, like it's no reason why you all, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I feel like the internet is it's a blessing, but it's a curse at the same time, because it should not have that much influence. I don't care what nobody think about my baby dad or the baby mama. This is my child daddy. Like, so me and her gonna figure that out. You know what I'm saying? Me and her have to have a couple of different conversations. If we gotta, you know what I'm saying, whatever, at the end of the day, like, I'm not about to be stressed out trying to find a babysitter, trying to please some strangers. Like, no.
Yeah. And that's also with my issues with her. I'm like, wait, why are we begging? Like, you know, like, that baby's in excellent care when he's over here, regardless of Jeremy at work, Jeremy out of town, Jeremy in Jupiter. Like,
right,
that baby, I was a nanny for so many years, and every family that I was a nanny for, and these were our counterparts here, can speak to me and attest for me being an excellent nurturer and an excellent caregiver for a baby or a child or whatever. I cared for babies as young as 6 months up until now. I know them, and they are, how old is Genevieve? Probably 6, 7, 8 years old at this point. Like, and they're still heavily in my life, still send me cards, still message me on Facebook, still include me in, you know, if we're available for each other's kids' functions and stuff like that. So it's just kind of like, for anyone to tell someone like this is the appropriate way to take, because like I said, no matter how much people think they're hurting me, ultimately they just hurt him. As much as they think they're helping him, the child is most affected, because my daughters still have a relationship with their father. So by him not having a relationship, not only is he not having a relationship with his father, but he's not having a relationship with his sisters. And then, like I said, I remember back in elementary when they're saying, "Oh, send your family tree or bring your family pictures," and then he's not like, he has beautiful sisters and an amazing father. He could have basketball memories when it started basketball. He just turned 2, like just so many different things. But like I said, I can't advocate for that because I'm not his mother. All I can do is support and foster whatever decisions that they make. And I've told them both. And after the October situation, I've already said, like, I don't want any more parts of that, because when I try to do the right thing, it continues to backfire and is not, appreciated or reciprocated. And when you allow people to talk about my kids, and you sit up and someone is harassing me and you just turn a blind eye, I don't know what you would do to my kids. I don't know what I turn my, it just became to be too messy. But like I said, this video is not about bashing her, because ultimately we all 3 of us played our parts in the situation. Unfortunately, it unfolded on social media. Would I have liked it for it to do it this way? Absolutely no. But I can't do anything about the investment that these trolls have in my life, or the fact that grown people set up and told parents it was okay to come and speak and talk to Jeremy's family and get interviews here and talk to this person. Like, it just went too far. It went way too far. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, these are my kids, bad blood relatives. Why are we getting interviews and trying to turn these people against me? And I got to go in their house. Now you making it like, you don't know what you're possibly, like, you're further damaging the situation. And ultimately speaking, I've really tried to just do as best as I could of being respectful. And I will still continue to be respectful, because ultimately I want the best for my daughters. But it's a good thing she didn't do him like Chloe baby daddy side chick did him. Men need to learn to stop stepping out. It's not worth the hardship. Yeah, I definitely agree to that, Jasmine. Men got to learn to stepping out. Like I said, I wish all as women we can all come together and do something about it, but it just, so many women just allow it no matter what. And like I said, if she just didn't have no idea and was oblivious, then it would be a different topic for that. The only reason why I feel some type of ways, because you are intimately talking about my pregnancy, and then you painted me to be this business exchange. Like, what? Like, you really downplaying my position to people calling me a roommate on the internet to a business exchange like that. I was like, that was way.
Hold up. That also debunked, because can we talk about the lies that he debunked today? Because one of the major ones was that you handpicked Ashley. It didn't look like she was handpicked at all.
I didn't pick any women. No, not one woman.
You handpicked. Okay, so that was a main thing. The thing was that you handpicked her. What other thing? I think
I don't even know why they even run with that narrative, because how it go from he didn't want Keesha, he loved Ashley, to he y'all handpicked. Well, then the stories don't even go together. So it's
I don't know where. I guess because they said that I gave him a pass, and like I said, if I could go back in time,
they said you handpicked her, like you handpicked Ashley. That was when I came to the internet, like that was a major thing. They said, but Keesha handpicked Ashley. Like, y'all picked Ashley together and picked her as a person. Like, it was Keesha handpicked.
No, that don't even make sense.
They also gave Keesha the quote that you gave him a hall pass. And I think the major thing also was that you were obsessed with, you were trying to control the narrative. That's what happened when I came and by the time I came in February, that's what people were saying about the situation. And I think that watching Martin's first part, it kind of it just debunked that part, because they said, just watching the Day of Reckoning, they were saying the reason why you had to come, that they didn't go into that part as far as the book, but hey, the friend that's not a friend anymore said that you were being so controlling and trying to control the narrative. And the text messages and receipts that we saw, you could clearly see that everybody was on the same accord. Maybe, I think, as far as this part, you can kind of see where you went wrong in the beginning, but towards the end of the video, you could see that, okay, the bickering between you and Ashley has stopped.
Right.
Like basically like, okay, all right, we over the bickering stage. We're gonna move forward. Y'all were moving forward, and both of you seemed like you were trying to be. You, of course, were being the biggest woman I could possibly, ever want you to be. I think you're being a really good big woman, mature about the situation. You accepted the child. She accepted your girls. Y'all accepted the co-parenting situation. It was like, okay, even when your mom came, she was like, and I mean, when she came with your mom, you kind of apologized to your mom and said, you explained it and you said, okay, but still, I still want to co-parent, I'm trying to understand where the part came in that you were controlling, you were obsessed with her son, or any of that came in, because I didn't see.
I wasn't. The only control that I did give or suggest was y'all make sure that I made it clear to both of them. Look, I don't care what y'all did in the past. If y'all want each other, y'all need to kick me out to the curb right now. And I told her when I sat down, I said, if you want to do something with him, or you still got those type of feelings, this is the time to tell me, because I don't know what you thought, but I'm not doing this whole share man type of thing. No, I don't want him type of thing. And I told him, like, look, when you going over there, if you can't respect me as your like, okay, good night. Thank you. Night, no more. Night.
I think Keesha is really direct, and people don't know. A person that's not mature doesn't know how to take that. Like, she is really direct. Like,
I think she extended a lot of grace. That
yeah.
But she said, and to be honest, her girlfriend was more controlling than me, because she was the one saying, "Oh, when he come over, he can't be over here before 6 p.m." No, she said he can't be over here after 6 p.m. Like, she was the one like on edge. She was like, "Oh, like y'all done did this, and I'm about to sit here and be like, I don't even want." She was like, "I don't even really want him over here as much." And this, it was a whole bunch of mess that was going on. But as far as the controlling, there's a direct message that I even said to her, like, this is y'all's child. I'm just here just trying to enforce whatever y'all decisions that y'all make. However, your child is never going to be a point where your child comes over here and I don't have any involvement, because I'm the woman of the house. So your child, like, as the woman of the house, we are the nurturer. So I would have to be willing to do my part. And the first few times he came over without her, Jeremy did have to take over completely, because it was too much emotionally for me. I was too bad in my postpartum. I was like, oh, hell no. So Jeremy did all his baths. Jeremy did all his feedings. Jeremy stayed up with him at night. And I just couldn't. And then I think by the time he came over again, I was kind of over the postpartum. So, I tried to do a little bit more. Jeremy tried to like just take it easy, because after I was dealing with the postpartum, it really was starting to hit me like, you really had a baby. Like, this a whole human. You didn't create like it was a lot for me. I was like, I was second guessing every little choice I made. Like, what could I have done different? I just kept saying, what could I have done different? What could I have done different? It was just a lot, but I never handpicked her. I never handpicked any woman. I never gave him a hall pass. I just told him, this is what you're obviously trying to do. So if you're going to do this, you don't need my blessing to doing it anyway. I'm looking at your text messages.
Right.
Like, you already did it. So at that
point,
it
was obvious that you had other things on your mind. Like, you just were pregnant and trying to have babies. Like, you was trying not to be stressed out.
Now, if I would have had the pregnancy that I had with Jori, with the twins, it would have probably been different responses. Jori's pregnancy, I didn't have as many negative pregnancy symptoms. Actually, I didn't have no negative pregnancy symptoms. Jori had me thick, eating, healthy, happy, glowing, growing. Jori had me, great. But with the twins, I was sick as a dog. Like, I'd never been that sick constantly every day of my life. And I didn't stop being sick until 26 weeks of pregnancy. And I think I gave birth to them at 30 weeks and 4 days. So it was a lot for me. Like,
listen, my child is 8. She about to be 8, and I don't want no more kids because of how sick I was. Like, so I get it. Like, when I
was so nervous to get pregnant with Jori. I was like, oh my gosh, God. I was crying as soon as I saw that pregnancy. I was like, I can't do that. I'm about to be skinnier, and it's too much. But the girls, I was like, feared I was gonna miscarry. We were going to the doctor every day, getting my blood drawn to make sure the pregnancy was progressing. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I wasn't like, when I tell you, I Googled everything you can do wrong in a pregnancy. And like, I slept on my left side 99.9% of my pregnancy. And just to be technical with what that meant was, this was our bed in the home that I was pregnant in the twins. I slept on this side. Jeremy slept on this side. So which means every time I went to sleep on my left side, he's over there, and now my back's to him every night. So he was, hey baby, can you roll over? I was so afraid that I would miscarry that I said I can't even roll over. And I'm telling you, I was 7 weeks pregnant, talking about I can't roll over to my right side because according to this article, it says if you sleep on your left side, the babies get the most circulation. Like, I was that anal about not miscarrying my children. I put my hand to God. I slept on my left side 99 point. The only time I think I even rolled over to my right side is I was having some ligament pains, and it was so unbearable. And Jeremy was like, well, maybe you didn't put so much pressure on your left side. You got to roll to your right. And I think I rolled over one night. And then I stayed up because I was like, I gotta check the baby heartbeat. Like, I was insane. And I never say that I pushed Jeremy to do what he did, because that's all Jeremy's poor choices. But I know he was insane. Like, I remember him, I heard him on the phone with someone, one of his close people, telling them like, this girl is going crazy. Like, what is going on? Like, we didn't did all this work to get pregnant. She don't want to touch me, love me, kiss me. Like, I didn't want to do nothing with him. Like I said, I was sleeping like this. Don't touch me. And he's like, well, can I just, no, don't do nothing. I don't want to miscarry. Like, I was calling him every day. I was wiping it. I was going to the bathroom, wiping. Okay, I didn't bleed. He was just like, oh my gosh, Keesha. And I'm like, if you don't want to understand what I'm talking about, I would just go deal with it with God. And I would close the bathroom door and I would stand there, pray, meditate, listen to sermons, do a whole ritual. Like, I know I was OCD to deal with while I was pregnant. That does not excuse what I guess he'll never get it. He can never get it because he's not a man and he doesn't understand it. But that's why I said I kind of understood how unloved he felt while we were in counseling. So when people say, oh, how did you even get through it? It's like, because when I went through counseling and I realized how damaging that can be for Jeremy's love language, and he needs affection. Jeremy loves affection, like, more than me. And I'm very affectionate. So when I cut that off completely, he's like, and I started telling him, like, go out, please go out, like, get away from me. Like, I don't want to do nothing. Like, he's like going out, and he's like, I remember him looking back at me one day, and he said, you just gonna keep letting me go out, and you see how all these women gonna be up on me. And I'm like, boy, what you talking about? Go out. And like I said, this is my first real boyfriend, so I'm not even thinking, like, I'm like, boy, I don't know what this man talking about. And I remember talking to Perry. I'm like, girl, Jeremy just told me, do I know how he look, girl? Get on out my face. Right. And I'm laughing, and the joke became on me. Because boom, he go out and, young tenderonis at his door. So I'm like,
but I think what people understand, like, you live and you learn. Like, we're all young, so that's not excusing what he did. But it's kind of like you're not the first person to get cheated on. Okay, yeah, it's kind of like that happens in life, and it's just everyone handles it different. I know for me, I couldn't handle it. For I got cheated on for years, and I said, well, I'm finna get the hell on. Okay, but some people, suck it out, and now they're married to their significant other. So it's just everybody handles things differently. Like, I started my whole life over. I'm talking about moved, everything. Like, I just. And
the parts of me do wish that I could have just picked up and started my whole life over. Yeah. Like, there were times where I made real strong attempts to do that. Right. And me and Jeremy's bond is so strong. And like I said, people just won't get it. People just won't get it. And I'm just like, I felt like a part of my soul was missing, like, detaching myself from him. And
some people go through things like,
it was really, really bad, because once we found out there was a potential for pregnancy, like I said, I don't even want to tell y'all what the hell I did to him. It was crazy. But I just remember both of us being so broken. Literally, both of us cried nonstop for a whole week. We were in each other's arms nonstop. Like, he was so sick. We weren't eating. We weren't doing nothing. Like, we were so sick. And mind you, my mom was still coming over. She had no idea none of this. So we would have to leave and just cry, on the other side of the house. Like, it was really, 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 really bad. And, like I said, we went to counseling, and things started to work out in our favor. So I'm thinking, like, okay, well, and the counselor, I've been in couples therapy before. I was in couples therapy with Nasia, and the counselor made it very clear to me that this is not a compatible relationship, but I will counsel y'all if you see fit. And once things just got to a bad point, my counselor pulled me to the side and said, I think that you need to take, what was her exact word? She said, I think you should be open to seeing other people outside of women. I forgot how she worded it, but pretty much she was saying I should be open to seeing men. The way she said, I can't tell you what to do, but I think from what I've gathered in this counseling session, I think you should be open to that. And that's the same day I met Jedediah. So I was like, wow, I thought it was so profound. Like, I was like, what's going on? Like, I met him and it was like, okay, this is a sign. Like,
That's crazy.
So I was heading somewhere. But with Jeremy, counseling was different. We was being counseled by a man. And the man pulled me to the side and told me, I counsel infidelity. That's pretty much all I counsel is people who are going through infidelity. And I can tell you, if you want me to give you my honest opinion about if you should, he said, I will be honest with you. I know this man loves you. He does not know how to love you properly because of X, Y, and Z, which I won't share with the platform, but he loves you. He said the way he talks about you in our private session, because we were doing couples therapy and then we would have breakout sessions with him just privately. And he was like, the way he talks about you, the things he says about you, I know when a man is bluffing and I know when a man is just trying to come to counseling just to make the girl happy or things like that. He was like, I genuinely feel like, he said, but y'all have to do the work. Y'all are going to have to do the work. And unfortunately, once we kind of felt like, oh, he's not, and counseling was really expensive too at that point. But once we kind of got to a point where like, okay, she's not pregnant. I feel like we're doing good. And once I got that confirmation from the guy to tell me like, okay, so we kind of slowly but surely stopped going as much. And then that was that, which we should have still went. And then especially once we found out about the pregnancy, we should have for surely went back as quickly as possible. But it was just, like I said, things were just happening so out of order that we thought we could just deal with it ourselves. That's just not possible. But that was a big reassurance for me to have the counselor tell me like, okay, he just doesn't know how, like, this man loves you. And sometimes that just happens. Like, they just don't know how to properly love you. And sometimes they don't know how to properly love you so bad that you do got to walk away. Because then it's dragging you down. And he told me that he was honest about that part. He said, sometimes if they don't properly love you, then you just got to walk away. But he said, but do I think at this point, she has to walk away? I don't feel like that as your counselor. He said, I feel like he just needs guidance. He needs guidance from the X, Y, and Z. And I think that this will be, therapeutic for you. And, like I said, it was just so many different things. And that's why I kind of just said, ultimately speaking, if I forgive him, I got to forgive her. I got to accept the baby. I got to accept everybody. Let me just do that. So it just hurts me to see how I was then blamed when I was the most mature person, the most forgiving person. And I considered her feeling so bad that even when she came over to the house, I wouldn't even kiss him like in front of her. Cause I'm like, well, I don't want to rub it in her face that this my man. Like, I was even that compassionate. And I remember telling him, he was like, babe, you don't gotta, you can kiss me. Like, and cause I remember the very first time he came up when the whole mom situation went down, Jeremy had made my plate. And he didn't make their plate, her plate. He told, as soon as he made my plate, he told them like, oh, y'all can come get, in a respectful way. He was like, y'all can come get y'all food. And it came to make sure I was good. It came, went in the room. He kissed me in the room. And then he was just like, babe, are you okay? Like, I just want you to be okay. Like, I love you so much. And, you're the best, blah, blah, blah. And, after she came over again, and it was just her sister, and no one else in the house, it was just me, Jeremy, her, and her sister. I was like, okay, well, he was leaving out to go do something. He was about to go cook dinner. And he went to the grocery store. And when he leaned down, like I turned my face to the side, and it was just like a more appropriate kiss for her. Like, I was really trying to consider everybody, but I feel like neither one of them considered me. Like, no one considered in my sentiments. Like, everybody was just like F Keesha, or not even just genuinely F Keesha, but just more like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. He was like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. She was like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't got no lawyer to her. Who got to have lawyer to her? Mind you, I'm just like, okay, let me do what I need to do for him so he can know I'm supporting him in his relationship with his son. Okay, let me do what I need to do for her so she can know like I'm supporting her, co-parenting with Jeremy and the relationship with, my daughters and their brother. Like that. And like I said, it was just, it was just a lot of stuff. It was just a lot of stuff. And, you know, looking back, that's why I was so disappointed when she did come to the internet, because I'm just like, I really brought you into my home. And one of the hardest things was for me to share my children with her, because ultimately speaking, she had to share her child with me. And there were times when her baby was crying and I'm holding her baby while she's trying to figure it out. And I'm holding her baby while I'm pregnant and my twins are on my legs while I'm trying to play with them. And it's just like, wow, like this is a lot. Like this is a lot. And I still was so supportive of her and trying to do my part. So just for her to completely just yeah, first of all, it's 11 to 18. Night. Yeah, you got cheer in the morning, baby.
Girl, somebody said make a maturity ebook, because I can never listen. Keisha, do you need to make a maturity ebook?
I don't even know. I don't even know if I like I said, when I look back at certain things, I'm just like, and I think that's why Jeremy has so much love and respect for me. And it, like I said, this is not about choosing me or her, but I think Jeremy ultimately saw the characters of both women for what it was, and not even compared to her. Let's take her out of the equation, bump that, scratch her out, forget that last part. Jeremy, compared to human people, period, I'm not like no other. There's not too many people who gonna be like Keisha is as a whole, and I think that is something so rare for anyone to experience me as a friend, a daughter. Like I really have I try my best to give everybody the best of me as best as I possibly can. And I genuinely, even like I said, even with his sister coming to the internet and I gave so much grace, do you know how many women would have probably kung fu chopped that situation up left and right? Then I would have went, people would have went to the mama house and would have, this my whole job out here, yo, this is some crazy. Like I genuinely like dealt with so much stuff back to back to back, and still kept saying like, let's just try to take the mature approach each and every time, even when people kept taking the knife, stabbing me in the back for popular gain and clout and things like that.
And I think instead of people looking at you as weak, they should look at that and just, you know, respect that, because at the end of the day, if you would have showed out and did what the rest of us would have did and been in jail somewhere with a mugshot, they would have talked about you for that. You know,
you would
so
have
at
been a
least
felon,
you
girl.
chose a different path. You know? Period.
Yeah, I think Keisha just, I don't know. I'm glad to see how excited people are for Martin's next, you know, video, because
yes, I'm ready.
Yeah. Keisha just like broke down all of, she's really good with explaining her emotions, and she might not have been able to explain it before, but she wasn't at the point where she was ready to do that. So
yeah,
right.
I just think that he just really laid it out really good.
Martin did. I couldn't have asked for a better reactor. I feel like I said, to me, he didn't bash her. I didn't ask him. I never even asked. And to be honest, I never even talked to him. I didn't ask him to make a video about this situation. Me and his conversation was about the trolls and cyber stalking. Me and his conversation, I mean, he asked me in the conversation what was going on at that moment. And of course I brought that up and I told him instantly, but I don't want to talk about her. I don't want you talking about her. I don't want to hear no more baby mama drama. That's exactly what I told him. And as he kept hearing more of the story, and then after we got off the phone and he started doing some research, he came back to me and was like, hey, I absolutely have to bring this into it because this whole reason like that's going on, the big thing of what's going on right now has something to do with this particular situation. So as a reactor, I would be doing myself a disservice. And I said, well, how much time do you guys spend on that? Because I don't really want to hear no more of this baby mama drama. Like, I don't want to hear it no more. It's too much. And he was just like, no, my intentions are not to put the two of you together. Like, I just have to give the background story leading to where this, you know, so that was what the intentions were. It was never supposed to be about, but he had to include that, and I respected him and I trusted him because I've seen him and he had like his reputation was stellar. I'd never seen him miss a beat when it came to and I've told him that so many times while I've talked to him, and I appreciated him for being, you know, like I said, sometimes I didn't want to give receipts or give like, oh damn, I gotta send him the stuff I was saying when I was cussing her out. But to prove, because when he was asking me like, well, who did this text message come from, and you know, blah 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 blah, to prove myself. I'm like, look, I was texting her from my phone. Why would I be texting her from a fake number if I was texting her from my phone to his phone? That don't even make sense. So he was like, well, let me see the message. And I'm like, you don't want to see the messages. Right. He was like, well, I got to see the messages to see who I'm going to believe. And I'm like, okay. And I said, you got to include this. And then he was like, it's part of the story. Like, and I'm like, you're right.
But you gave it to him. The thing is, he's been asking for receipts. Like, I think people misconstrued it because another reactor put it out there that you like asked Martin to do a series on you, and I don't think that was the case. Like, or maybe you want to clear it up, because it was like, I felt like there was absolutely nobody reacting fair. And I know personally that a lot of your supporters that support me too were reaching out to other reactors, just not because of the cheating scandal, but just because of the overall like bullying that was going on. And it's like, can somebody like bring some attention to this and be fair? Like, you know, what do you think about this? Like, can you help this girl in some type of way? Because it was like, I was drowning, okay, and reactors like going off, like, you know. So
D was not a reactor. D became a reactor, or whatever you want to call her, because of defending me. She got sucked into a whole nother dimension, because all she wanted to do originally was just come, make a video, defend me, set the record straight, and then go back to her. She always wanted to do. D was telling me for a long time she wanted to do her BBL journey and all that. And I told her how to get a camera. She bought a camera, was vlogging, and never posted nothing. And I'm like, girl, if you don't get off my phone talking about this YouTube, because you ain't post nothing. Like, I keep helping you, ain't post nothing. Like, literally nothing.
I'm still gonna post.
So when she said, girl, how you get on this internet? Because I'm about to make a video. But she said that so much that I thought she was lying. And then when she said, oh, I'm gonna be on this person's channel making a video, I'm like, who? And she was like, you're going to see. And I said, well, you know, this is too messy. I don't even like, you know, after the situation went down, the first time I had someone defend me, I was like, this too, like, I just can't take it. And I knew D was going to be passionate because there was so many other situations that people love to bring up, this story, that story. But D always has known the truths about all the situations, every single one of them. So for so long, she always like, why you not defending yourself? And I'm like, well, I just love. She's like, girl, you gotta defend yourself, get some backbone. Like, what you doing? So when this happened, she was like, oh hell. So I knew she was already so passionate. So when I saw the video, I immediately reached out and I said, hey, the person's channel you on, I don't trust. So I don't know how you got to her channel, because she said I found someone who's fair or neutral. She said I found someone who's neutral. I think that's what she said. So when I saw the channel, I was like, what? How did you get neutral? And then she was like, yeah, she's neutral. I explained everything to her, and she, you know, she's neutral. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't condone this. Like, but I can't tell nobody what to do. She already made the video. It was already a big mess. And like I said, then she started getting attacked. And people don't deal with being attacked how I deal with being attacked. D has not been on YouTube for as long as I have, biting her tongue. Right. Like, D is a regular civilian who got on YouTube, who had thousands of people down her neck the moment she uttered, Keesha Kaylee was not wrong, leave her alone. And people were doxing her address, disrespecting her child. Like, imagine you just get on the internet defending one helpless person, and next thing you know, your address is doxed and your child is being ridiculed and your past is being brought to the attention, and no one is respecting you for having not even an opinion, but coming as an actual fact person in a situation. Because out of everybody,
I saw it. I was there like, why is y'all
nobody's friend?
I came to the internet and got jumped. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I had to bounce back up. Like, hold on. First of all, wait a minute. When they taught me how to put that daggone stream,
and I felt so bad for D, because when she reached out to me and was like, girl, these people, I was like, oh,
they calling the police on me, Keesha.
I felt so bad, because I'm like,
was like,
a lot of my friends now, the only reason why they don't publicly speak out is because their jobs have been threatened and their family members were contacted. So I immediately thought, like, D about to, you know, fold. I get it. Like, a lot of my friends don't speak out, and they'll privately message me, hey, look, so I just got this message, I just got this email. They know where I work now, and you know, Keesha, I love you so much. And I have to, like, it's a bittersweet, because it's like I get it, and then it's like, oh, like, it's so frustrating. But when D was like, I don't give a damn what mountains they throw at me, I'm going to stand up for what's right. And that's why me and D clicked for so long anyways, because I always stand on what's right. So I respected her letting her own flesh and blood be, because a lot of people like, if this don't got nothing to do with me, I'm damn sure not gonna put my child on the line. But in a way, she took those bullets for the principle of the situation and for her point to be proven. And a lot of people didn't like her delivery, but it was kind of like, imagine 1,000 people on one person who's already saying, hey, I surrendered, like, leave me alone. Like, I had made an apology video, like, my manager's like, you gotta apologize, you got this, like, I gotta apologize every left and right. So imagine I'm postpartum depression, my manager calling my phone, you gotta apologize, you gotta apologize, you gotta. I'm like, apologize for what? Like, half the videos I'm crying, not because I'm genuinely like feeling like I did something wrong, but because my manager's telling me I have to do this. And I'm like, these trolls, I'm trying to explain to her, like, these trolls, they just, this is what they want, so they could try to use this against me. See, you, she apologized, so she's submitting fault. Like I said, I don't admit fault with the things like throwing rocks and hiding hands. Like, we all have,
my God, please
talk
don't.
to our friends. Like,
It's a couple words. Listen, it's a couple words that have just been retired, because like the main thing that I wanted to know, because I have known Keesha, I met Keesha in 2015, 2016. And when I saw the hate that started coming to her, I started being like, hold on. But this situation, and it's just funny because I was looking at the text message. I don't know why. I think Martin maybe have asked me for something, and I went back to the text message before I went on the internet, and it said the person, the reactor. I was like, look, I'm watching this video, and this girl is sitting here asking why you buying so much gifts for your kids for Christmas. And I said, you know what? Like, I was just and then I was like, I was checking on her, like, and I'm on the internet, not even want to open up my phone to YouTube, because y'all know I watch YouTube, right? But every time I'm popping up on YouTube, it's a crazy video. And now I see Ashley and this other girl that came to the internet, and I'm like, oh my God.
And I didn't even know who the other girl was. I had to get Jeremy. And I was like,
I didn't know.
Who is
That's
this?
who it was.
But let's not forget though, when you were getting attacked at first before D came to the scene, everybody's favorite line was, "Where your people, Keesha? Where your people?"
I was watching that. Listen, I was watching that, and I was in the girl comments. Listen, I was in that comments like, hold up, please stop it, guys. And mind you, this is how I was talking. Like, you guys, hello, I'm here. You guys don't know that these people are not telling the truth. And I'm on nice, and they like, screw you. Like, get out of these comments. And I'm like, huh? And I was looking, I said, I had to close. Like, you ever had to close your laptop and then open it back up? Like, hold on. I know, wait a minute.
Right.
I was like, no, I just know. And I just felt like I saw what Keesha was going through, and I was like, oh no. And I kept on, like, all of the situations that she went through, I kept on saying, like, dang, I'm gonna make a video. But this time it was different because she had children. And I was like, oh no, I couldn't take it. I could not take it. And I was like, I came, and like I said, they jumped me. It was like, I said, hey guys, no, but at this time I was already fueled up because I was seeing what was going on, and I had no voice. I had no way to take up the Keesha. I'm over here telling Keesha, like, my camera won't record. Like, how do I do this thing? Like, and it was just like, all right, well, I'm just going to call one of these people and tell them, like, hey, can I just come on your channel and tell you a story? Like, so
but they do that to anybody who says anything positive about Keesha. See, me, I'm different. I don't know how to argue on the internet. Okay, it's only so much arguing I'm gonna do. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to stop responding at some point. But it's like anybody who say anything, you can say, oh well, I think Keisha's hair looks nice today. You're a liar. What school did you go to? You must graduate.
Exactly.
I'm talking about, they was calling me everything but a child of God when I came on. And then
everything.
It was like. And it was like, and I know what situation Keesha was talking about, because I was like, what in the world, Keesha? They doing this? Like, and I think they did something, like they found my address or something. I'm like, oh my God. Oh shit. I'm like, and I just really like, but that situation, it got me out swinging. Like, hold up, these people know where I live. Like, it was like I came on the internet one day. The next thing I know, my whole life was on the internet the next day, and I didn't have a channel. Like, I didn't have a channel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, then I started seeing people making videos, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I said that wrong. Let me just correct myself. And I went to go like, well, maybe I should have said it like this. And then they was going, they was,
but it's like they wanted you to tread lightly and speak a certain kind of way when you talked about the other party. But people like Paris Harley was able to just get online and just F them kids.
I didn't know who at that time. I didn't know who Paris was. All I know is this little girl was making a crazy video about me and calling me a discount diva. I said, excuse me. They said I live in Section 8 of housing. I said, hold on, let me show them my house right quick. They just be like,
saying I paid you, you are my employee.
Yeah,
Keesha, like I said, I didn't know what I was sending her receipts. D had a lot of receipts off the strength of she's actually my real friend.
Yeah, and I knew the
she already had so much stuff. As stuff was going down, when it was going down in real time, I was like, look at this. I'm talking off YouTube before I even got to YouTube. I'm talking about years ago when we were dealing with what we were dealing with. I was sending her stuff because this is my real friend. So obviously D is older than me, so a lot of people probably don't get that and believe that, but D was my lash tech originally, and me and D bonded over a lot of different things. And just like when you go and you get cool with your hairstylist or beauty people, when you get nails done, blah blah blah, like you do your girl shit. So she was curious about YouTube. I was just starting YouTube, and over the years we had got really really close, and she used to she started watching my channel. So then she was a celebrity lash tech. So not just any old lash tech, she was a celebrity lash tech. So she dealt with celebrities. So with certain situations, she knew reputations of certain people, and she would kind of like inform me certain things and put me up on things for a lot of things, and kind of just like be my, my big sister.
Keesha was great, y'all. Keesha was great. Right. She's like a little sister.
She was telling me a lot of stuff. Was like, and people didn't get that with D.
Yeah, so it was like they're like, well, how did you know her? Like, I'm not somebody that you're gonna see going. Me and Keesha, we're not going. Well, maybe later on, but we're not going on no trip. Keesha got her friends or whatever, and I just like, oh, all right, Keesha, look at you glowing up. Like, she might vent to me, I might vent to her, but it wasn't a situation where, even as far as vlogs, like I'm not with that. All of that, like, oh, I want to do YouTube, and can you put me in a vlog and shout me? It wasn't like that. It was just like I wanted to go do I didn't even know about YouTube until I met Keesha. I watched YouTube, but when she told me that she wanted to be a YouTuber when she graduated Spelman College, I was looking at her like she was crazy. So I just assumed that she was a crazy girl.
And she thought I was so emotional because when I first got my lashes done, I got up off that table and I was an emotional wreck after getting my lashes done.
She was crying. And I said, you know what? All right, okay. All right, I get it.
She was like, yo, you want me to fix it? Like, what do you not like about it? I said, I just don't like it. I look different. It's just like, you're going to look different. Like, this is, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. Then I got home and I was like, I'm so sorry about the breakdown. I think I love him now.
Right. But what I'm saying is just seeing that Keesha was in Spelman going to college, and then just watching her glow up, it just was kind of like I could see when the hate started, like, when it got worse, when it got even more worse. Like, I just saw all of those things, and I remember each situation and what kind of hate it brought her. So and I was just, and I just enjoy watching. I don't even watch vlogs. Like, Keesha was like really the only vlog channel that I watched, and maybe another ones. I watched like trials and stuff, but just because, she was I just watched it, and I just enjoy watching her grow. You know what I'm saying? I respected it. So when I saw some of the things that she was going through along the way, it really hurt my heart to see that. So this situation, when I saw how it was going down, like people was saying, you got here too late, and I was mad at myself. Like, I faulted myself for some time. I would like wake up like, dang, like, oh my gosh, I'm opening up my YouTube app and it's another crazy nonsense video, and Ashley and her friend was just going hard on her, and I knew like that she could not. I was like, this girl cannot take no more. I can't take no more watching her go through this, like, or just, I couldn't. So it was just like, when I came, the passion was from watching not just this situation, but they were trying to completely demolish this girl, and I just could not take anymore. So a lot of people and then when I came, they were just kind of, questioning who I was. Like, it don't matter who it doesn't, none of that matters. Like, but I was explaining myself like over and over again, and it got to the point, my whole point was, I was just saying, like, why are y'all doing this? Like, I wasn't saying, it wasn't about insulting nobody. My question really was like, what do you see in her that you could feel like you're going to do all of this when it came to her kids? You're going to do all of this when it come to her as just as a human being. Like, and I came, and although they came at me like they were coming at me, I still wanted to know, why do you feel that it's your job to behave like this or treat this woman like this girl like that I have watched for the past few years be nothing but a great person. Like, how do you feel? Like, Keisha's a liar. Okay, well, what does she lie about? Keisha's a behind the scenes. That's what I was saying. Those words that I got. Behind the scenes. Okay, what does she
like
do?
They regurgitated too much. Like, even
Yeah.
when I check, which is gonna come out in the series, so I won't tell every aspect of it, but me and Ashley had another conversation before the record, right? A week or two before the record even happened, and I reached out to her like a woman, and I said, "Hey, look, this is getting out of hand. Like, people are doing this. Da, 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 da. We need to sit down. We need to have a conversation. Da, da, da." And the way she was talking to me before was completely different. It's like she turned right into a troll, and she was just regurgitating, like you're doing stuff behind the scenes. And I was like, these people are just talking about my kids.
Controlling the narrative.
But you're controlling the narrative. And she's like, you chose to put your kids out like that. I can't fault like what they see. And I'm like, these people don't know me. You've been around me and my kid. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, it's like everything she was saying is like, I was like, wow.
It's
like you
know
really
the trolls got a hold of you.
in your head.
Yeah, you know when the trolls got a hold of somebody because that's what they say.
Like, you throw rocks and hide hands. That's what she was saying. You're throwing rocks and hiding hands. And I'm like, what rocks? That I blatantly and clearly told you and Jeremy what was up. You were the one doing what y'all were doing. And like I said, I didn't know at that time when I had that conversation with her. No, I did know that they kissed at that point or something. I knew that they did it by that point, but I didn't know the extent of everything until when she did her like receipts video. And I still didn't even watch that video in its entirety. My best friends came back and told me, like, look, we're gonna sit you down. Like, we just watched her video, and did you know? And I'm like, hold the hell up, Jeremy. What is this I'm hearing about? And I'm good with dates, and I'm really good with dates. I'm starting. She said, on what date, what was that? I'm going to my phone and I'm scrolling up to that date to see what was this and going to call records and seeing what was that and going to the GPS records. Okay, so according to this Jeremy, I know he can't get away with nothing when it comes to, that's why I be telling them now, don't come to me and tell me nothing. I know everything this man doing. I know every move this man is making. I know everything is like, we have that. It's too late at this point to try to get over on me anyways. And then it would be selfish of you. But anyway, it was just, they got so embedded in her that she lost sense of who she was able to genuinely meet. Like I said, she didn't have truly.
I think they gave her like a like I don't want to say a script, but a verbiage to use that she thought could come back. Like, now, yeah, I got something. Like, at first, I think that you really, really intimidated Ashley, okay? And then I think when the trolls got to her, she had ammunition. Like, oh, honey, you not what you know what I'm saying? There's people out here that say what I.
And the crazy is, and you know what? I believe that because I remember when me and her had a conversation before the internet, and when we sat down one time, she was like, she genuinely told me, she said, I see why Jeremy loves you so much. Like, he always brags about the type of woman you are. And I'm remixing words. It's not verbatim, but she pretty much was like, Jeremy always spoke highly of me to her. Like, he always said, she's such a great mother. She's such this. She has the best heart of gold. Da da da. You know, like, I can't wait to marry her. Like, da 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 da. Stuff like that. So of course she's just like, oh, do you really can't wait to marry her? Or you just saying that? Like, do you just like the type of person she is? But when she met me and she actually got to really have conversations with me, she told me that same stuff. Like, now I really see why this man really care about you, because you really do have a good heart. Like, and I can tell you that. So it was just so contradictory, just and heartbreaking for her to just come back and say, well, you got what you deserve. You should have took this over with your man. Don't say I ruined nothing. Say your man ruined something.
Yeah, that's what really hard to deal with. You can hear, especially her and her friend, you can hear that they have been influenced by the people, like trolls. Like, whatever they have said, you write it, you listen to it, and now you regurgitate it and you say, she throws rocks at her hand, she's a liar, I don't know about her parenting, she's a what is it, behind the scenes, because behind the scenes, Miss Ma'am, there's something else. Like, wait, no, we know. Like, as long as with these people, even with Ashley and even with the friend, it was like, when I saw them, I said, oh, okay, cool. And when I came to the internet, it was like, when I hit my live stream button the first time, I just kept saying, well, what did Keesha do to y'all? And they would call in. This is when they used to call in, and I would be like, okay, okay, so what does that mean? Because I was new to this thing, right? I'm new to just listening to the trolls and hearing what they got to say. So they would call in and say, D, you don't know Keesha. I'm telling you, behind the scenes, she does this. I'm telling you, she's a liar. And I'm telling you, and it would get me to be like, okay, all right. So maybe the first couple times I heard the throw rocks and hide your hands, I said, okay, so what did she do to throw rocks and hide her hands? Well, they would give me the same thing. They would literally say the same script, like, Keesha throws rocks and hide her hands every time. And I'm like, well, what? Well, you wait and see. And I'm like, well, what did she do? Well, I'm telling you because she's a liar. D, you're going to wait and see. And I'm like, so it got me to the point where I'm thinking like, I really hope Keesha has been telling me the truth all this time. Lord, please let this girl have been telling me the truth the whole time, because I saw what happened. I know what happened, but these people are telling me that these people are talking about you know, how Keesha is behind the scenes person. I hope she ain't doing something behind the scenes that I don't know about. And I know what I know. And then I'm looking at you lie. And it just was, it was throwing me off a little bit in the beginning. So it got me more like really wanting to know, because nobody ever told me what you ever did to him, or nobody ever told me what wrong you did.
And they just say the same things. Oh, the situation with Scott Santana. I'm like, that's a lie. Scott Santana used me. I'm the one who gave Scott Santana the blueprint to do what he did on the channel. And then Scott Santana started to use and abuse that privilege. And when I finally stood up and said, look, Scott, I'm not doing it. I'm not calling no radio station about Aaliyah J, because that's what he asked me to do. Call a radio station about Aaliyah J and say that she was homophobic. The same thing they're doing to me now, accusing me of being transphobic. And I was not going to lie on someone. I did not feel like Aaliyah J was homophobic. And Scott Santana wanted me to call a radio station and tell the DJ that Aaliyah J was homophobic and publicly tweet that. For one, I have a Twitter. I don't ever tweet. When have y'all ever saw me tweet? And he was going through, and then he got in his feelings and he felt some type of way because he says, well, you asked me to do a favor for you, and then now you don't want to do a favor for me. No, he asked me to do a favor for him, and I did millions of favors after that. And then he kept using me to do more favors. And when they got too toxic, that's out of my character, I said, no, I'm not doing that. And then I said, look, I'm gonna have to go my separate way with you, because you already told, I put money in your mouth because I taught you. I said, look, whatever he was doing on his channel before, when I met him or however he reached out to me, I told him, look, you should do these story times took him far and up and away.
Right.
And that's exactly what he was doing. And he went up and away. And like I said, he would vent to me. A lot of people love my energy. I can't help that. A lot of people, I think it's just because I let people suck my energy out. So I would let people abuse me by calling me and texting me all day, every day, and telling me all their problems and putting their problems on my plate. So with Scott Santana, he wanted me to turn on Aaliyah J. I have the receipts. I have all the evidence. Do I feel like pulling out right now? No. D has seen it. D has seen a lot of evidence. I have a lot of people. So
look, every time they would say something, like, if y'all don't know, Paris had planned this big F Keesha season, right? Which I know y'all, like, some of your supporters, you know, it's drama, so y'all probably here for, you know, Fashion Over trial hauls. But right now we just gonna talk about some of the stuff. But what I'm saying is that Paris for 6 months had promised his subscribers a big F Keesha season, right? Made emojis for this big F Keesha season, like literally like pumped this season up. And when I'm telling you that Paris's job here was to destroy Keesha. So when I came, it was kind of like I didn't know who this Paris character was, but Paris, you know, but I started to see, like, hold up, your job is to destroy Keesha, but just one of the ways was this big F Keesha season, right? And Paris promising this big F Keesha season, and it's going to end Keesha. And I'm like, so I'm just like calling your bluff, like, okay, so what's going to end Keesha? Say something, like, say what's going to end Keesha. Like, you know, but Keesha would have, like, and I know people like don't understand my aggression or how it is, but Keesha not saying anything was allowing this person to be the mayor of Trollville with torches. We're gonna, you know, end Keesha. We're gonna end Keesha. So it's like, we'll end it, you know. And I'm not Keesha, so it's like, we'll end it. What you gonna do? Because her big sister, and she got some cousins now. You know what I'm saying? She got some cousins around here that, all right, this our little cousin, this our little sister, and y'all gonna leave her alone. One way or another, y'all gonna leave her alone. And some people might not like it, some people might not understand it. But right now, Paris' channel is absolutely terminated. And Paris didn't want that to happen. Paris wanted Keesha's channel and Keesha to be terminated. So I'm just saying that the pressure that Paris had didn't come until 36 videos. You understand what I'm saying? 36, almost 40 videos was when I came, and I still didn't know who Paris was. I didn't understand where all of this hate was coming from. But when it just, Paris really, really ignited a serious hate train. But Ashley, and I think people don't understand the energy sometimes I had for Ashley, but Jeremy was dead ass wrong. But Jeremy did not bring Ashley to the internet and tell her to come here to go with Paris and on a mission to destroy Keesha. I think she was dead wrong as a woman. I think she owes Keesha a serious apology, a genuine apology. She owes Keisha's family, Jeremy's family, also an apology, because the things that she did, and the things that she allowed for Paris to do, knowing she came to the internet based off a complete lie, was just really, really wrong. And Keesha, I love Keesha, so I had a different feeling about these women coming to the internet just here to destroy her. And the way I knew she did some things that I would never do, because see, with my passion and how I go, you know what I'm saying? Like the things that Ashley did, it would have probably ended like some of y'all would have, it would have ended a different way. But Keesha is not like that. I saw so many different situations that it were the same way. She handled it the same way with Grace. She did the Beyonce move. I'm not gonna say nothing. And I watch her not say anything, and a person try to destroy her. But this Paris person had a whole different mission, and it was totally different from any other time that I had seen somebody try to destroy Keesha. So it was like, oh no, it couldn't go down like that. And I didn't appreciate that. I didn't like that. And it hurt my heart to see how it was going. When I started seeing those Paris videos and the things they were saying about her children, as a mother, it rubbed me the wrong way, and I couldn't take it anymore. So I know a lot of people don't understand my passion. They don't understand where I came from, where I come from with it. But a lot of things, it was messed up. But I just saw some people that was just like they really was really trying to end her. Like Big F Keesha season. The whole point of that was like, well, what you gonna end it with? We're gonna talk about Sky Santana. We're gonna talk about. And
I'm like, you don't even have. I'm like, if you bring these things up, Paris, I have the receipts. Like, I never came to the
I was confident by that time. You understand what I'm saying? I was confident, but like, oh, y'all talking about that? But like, I had to go back in my memory bank. Like, so you talking about something that I remember happened about 5 years ago. We got to talk about that. But I remember Keesha never being wrong in any of those situations. And I remember I couldn't remember exactly what happened, but I had to bring it back to my memory bank. Okay, I had to type in the person's name in my text message to see what we was talking about, and I said, "Oh, that one. Oh, okay, I remember that one. Oh, that. Okay." So I was waiting for this Big F Keesha season, because I mean, the mayor of Trollville had pumped it up for 6 whole months. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
6 whole months, and these people for 6 whole months like, oh, Paris, when are you gonna end her? When are you gonna ruin her? And I was just a lot of pressure on Paris. What you gonna do?
But and what people don't understand is you cannot ruin what God has already written. Like you cannot stop people's success. You don't have that power.
They were being successful. I saw Keesha have a brand deal and then not have a brand deal because of Paris. Do you understand what I'm saying? I saw her working hard.
Because the brands never believe not in one aspect. First of all, every time a brand deal was contacted, my attorney, my management, all was able to send a statement. The brand deals never dropped, folded, or paused because of them believing what was said. They never will believe none of that stuff because I have so much evidence against it. It's ridiculous. But it was just that they were going to this extent to publicly make up all these vicious lies.
Like humiliate the brand. Like their tactic was to humiliate the brand for working with Keesha. You understand?
And the only reason why they did that is because when Britt made her video and said, well, the reason why I defended her is because originally she couldn't say nothing because of her brands or something to that extent. That's when people were like, aha, we found something. Like we can go against her brands now. Like, so then they was like, let's go against, they were just trying to figure out anything. Like right for so long it was, oh, aha, we can go against her daughters. We know they'll bother her. And they stayed with that, of course. And then was like, aha, we can go against her brands. But like I said, I have so much evidence now. They will never believe any brand I work with. I've already let them know from the jump. This is the type of trolls I have. This is the evidence. And let's move forward. And the brands that I have now, the opportunities I have now, there is nothing these trolls can do to take this away. They have done so much damage that they pushed me into the light of a bigger blessing that they probably are going to, you know, and I don't do things or get things to say to spite anyone. So I'm not even looking at my blessings as I got this. Like, I never even, like, my blessings are for my children. The things that happen to me, I'm happy and grateful that these things happen to for my children and for the people who genuinely support me. This is not a dig at anybody specifically or a troll or anything, because that's just not how I operate, but just the intentions that they had behind it. And then, like, they speak out and they never will be accountable. For me to replay in the Paris video as many times as I replayed Paris contradicting oneself, because I got to be very careful with, you know, but every time I played that contradiction throughout the video, it broke me and broke me and broke me, because this whole thing, you came to the internet, you had your whole blood sister sitting up there saying she can shove that cease and desist up her ass because she lied and tried to get and bully you to get your channel removed. And I'm like, I really was on a mission to find out, when did I, like, at this point, I remember everyone whose channel I struck in 2017, because it wasn't that many people. It was like a handful of people on my hands. And I was like, this was not one of those people. I remember, I've always known who I did it and why I did it. And like I said in the video, I showed the evidence. 2 out of 3 of those people reached out to me and I had private conversations. I still got the emails in my phone to this day about the conversations I had. They know what happened. They know why I had to strike them. And that was that. Do y'all know how many Keesha Kaylee videos on this internet right now? Come on, shut up with this whole silence. I don't even see half the dang on videos. But if it's a reason why I strike it, it's a reason why I strike it.
Right, but that's the thing. They don't want to talk about that, though. When you call out something that's a blatant lie, nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody gonna be like,
and it's defamation.
Yeah.
And then you have to take things to the legal approach. I've given people opportunities even when they spoke out and defamed me. But it's like, I could sit here and do a whole seminar right now, well, tomorrow, because it's too long now. And literally everybody that they try to speak, like I said, even with Jayla, they, oh, she did all this stuff. Jayla. Me, as y'all see now, me and Jayla are cool. Me and Jayla, we had our, I don't have no reason to lie because I don't have nothing to hide. Me and Jayla had a small hiccup in our friendship years ago. And I spoke to her privately about, like, what was your intentions when you filmed this video? And she genuinely apologized. Like, it was never my intention. Like, it's my bad, because we as YouTubers, when we're around each other, we're always like, oh, make sure you edit that out. And me and Jayla had those moments so many times, like, oh, make sure you edit that out. Now, that particular moment, I never told her to make sure she edited it out because I didn't even know she filmed that part. But what I'm saying is,
you mean with the dog? With the dog?
Yeah, the dog situation. I never even know she filmed it.
But the fact that you got to get up here and explain the way you cussing at a dog.
You mean cussing a dog out because he was,
how could you be mad at a person for keeping a dog? It was a dog.
But remember, they had a grievance against me because originally they felt like, oh, she thinks Bailey is a human and she treat him like a baby, and she don't know this is not a real baby. So they were looking like, oh, she just treats him like da-da-da. So when they saw that, it was kind of like, aha, we know this was an act. To them, it was like this was an act to them. But I'm like, I'm cussing him the F out because I treat him so much like a baby. He don't know right from wrong. And even with Jori, y'all saw how many times she came out here, because I'm really like, I would have to, Jori, get in that bed. And I don't want to have to take it that way. So I just try to do positive reinforcement. That's just my nature and my character. Like the girls, they kept coming back out here. I just turned it off myself. Let me take this iPad away from them. That's my positive reinforcement. Like at that given moment, I had to cuss Bailey out. I did. I had to cuss Bailey out, y'all. I had to cuss Bailey out. Bailey needed to be cussed out, and I don't apologize for it. I just didn't know Jayla filmed it. So that was my only thing with her. I was like, what was your intentions? People coming at me saying I was doing this and da-da-da-da. And like I said, other than that, Jayla could tell you herself, I've never done anything to Jayla. Jayla has never disliked me for anything I've done to her. I'm like, we and her have never had no issues with anything I've done to her. But what we did have an issue with, I call her up on my own phone and I said, hey, look, woman to woman, let me tell you. So girl, when you did da-da-da, and she apologized and we moved forward. Like that's what grown adults do. I'm not going to let the trolls on the internet or anybody dictate. So there was never anything I did to Jayla. There was never anything I did to Scott Santana except for tell that man, leave me alone. I'm not going to call no damn radio station about Aaliyah J, because then the trolls going to be sitting here calling Aaliyah J. This YouTuber Keesha, like then that would have been a whole, then y'all would have been saying what she did to Aaliyah J. Like I did not believe in just because he was mad at Aaliyah. I forgot why he was mad at Aaliyah J, but something with the boyfriend. She had the boyfriend and flew to New York and he was mad at, Aaliyah J was retweeting. Oh yeah, I remember. Aaliyah J retweeted her best friend Justin at the time. I don't know if they still friends, but at that time, Scott Santana went up to New York with another YouTuber, and I forget this other YouTuber name now. He wear all the makeup. Dang, I can't remember him. But they flew up, hung out with Justin. They had a big brawl, argued. Something ensued. He come back. Everything happened. He calling me up. Keesha, this is what happened. Blah, 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 blah. They're going back and forth on Twitter. Him and Justin, and then the other YouTube guy. I want to say start with a K. I can't remember his name.
I think it was Ken. Yeah,
Ken the doll. Ken the doll.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Ken the doll and Justin, they going back and forth on Twitter. He's like, oh, can you go on Twitter and retweet what I'm about to tweet? And I'm like, what you about to tweet? And he's going off on Aaliyah, calling Aaliyah homophobic because she retweeted something the best friend said. I said, I'm not in this. I don't even know what you're talking about, and I'm not gonna call this girl homophobic. Then he reached out to a radio station because he wanted his song played, so he was trying to get the attention. It was so much, but like I said, I had already been doing so many favors for people at that point in my career that I was like, no, I'm not doing it. So then next thing you know, we weren't talking anymore, and people were like, oh, what happened with you and Keesha? Well, I don't know what the comment he made about me or whatever he said, but I'm like, I'm not going back and forth with you about this. Like, I'm not going back and forth on the internet, because at the end of the day, I'm the one with not even just a brand. I'm just like, my brand is something different than what you do. What you do on your channel is story times, drama story times. What I do on my channel is completely different, and I'm not about to be your next drama story time after everything I've done for you. I'm the one who gave you the idea to do it, so you can have that, and I left it alone. But now everybody, oh, Keesha did something. So we cleared up Jayla, we cleared up Scott Santana. Brittany Martinez, I really don't even want to get into that situation, but like I said, ultimately speaking, I didn't do nothing to her. I didn't pay nobody to shade her, talk about her. The girl herself said I never paid nobody to shade her, talk about her. Brittany did something offensive to me, and I don't want to get into it. Brittany is still on YouTube doing what she's doing. She has her man. She has her baby. She's doing what she's doing. I moved on. I'm past that. I didn't do nothing to Brittany.
The point is, they was talking about situations. We are in 2022. Okay?
Right. Old stuff.
We're in 2022. If you did something to 4 people in 5 years, okay, they can't even find nobody, really. They can't find nobody to stand up. They got to go. If this happened, so you mean to tell me you ain't been in no issues in 5 years? At this point, you're clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget all of the people. Forget what they talking about. Like, what has happened recently? You mean to tell me you digging into friends that and I remember you said if you go worrying about, if the moment that you go, you know, looking for people in 2016, grab your phone, that's just the point. I said, what? So that was the only thing that they were talking about, is like, we're trying to tell you that Keesha has a history. She has a history of doing people
all
wrong.
These people
like,
she's done, she's wrong. I'm like,
behind the scenes.
I mean, like in real life, people don't get into it. Like, so you mean to tell me, like, your whole life you never had an argument with somebody, you never got to fight with somebody, like you just so y'all just don't have altercations.
And when I cut somebody off, I'm not doing the back and forth because you are gone for. I mean, I don't even get into the whole back and forth spats. Like, it's like,
but if you listen, Paris looking for people that you listen. This was the part of it, okay? Because we all know the thing that Paris was trying to do recently, right? With the whole weird stuff, right? So you mean to tell me you could go look for Keisha's ex-friends from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago. But if Keesha was to go find your friends from 10 years ago,
it'll be a problem.
You're going to say that she's digging. Okay. So, you know,
I did find friends, or not friends, but I found people, and I never brought them to the internet. And like I said, this stuff was for legal.
But if you expose what those friends had said, or those, you know, classmates had said, you know, it would be this big problem. But when people do it to you, and I said, you handle situations so maturely. Like, I'm not even in this situation. People are like, oh, D, you get so.
Because even some of the biggest stuff we have, D, like, even once. You already know it, but even some of the biggest stuff I could have eaten, like, oh, y'all, I got this tea.
Look, Keesh.
Even when my tarot reader reached out, Paris wanted to talk about it. So this means that when I get information on you, I should be well within my right. But this, I don't want to be known as this. Yeah. I'm not going back and I don't even know you. Like, all these people I'm going back and forth with, it's not even like people in my real life. I don't even know you. And like I said, even when Ashley was going on the internet, that's why I reached out to her personally. Like, even though I don't know her to that extent, but it's like, we got to be in each other's lives for the kids. So we get yourself off this internet. And I told her that when we sat down, like, look, I got some crazy trolls. I don't want to bring you to the internet. Even when she asked me, like, oh, we can do a mukbang. No, we ain't doing no mukbang. We ain't doing nothing. Oh, I kind of want to do YouTube. Well, I don't know about that, because this is my job. Like YouTube is my job. I'm not coming to your job saying, hey, can I go be a bottle girl? Like, and make your job uncomfortable. And then everybody commenting to see who the best bottle girl of the night. Like, I don't, this is my job. And I explained that to her. This is my job and I got to still do my job. I can't do my job if you coming in and start shaking up the pot. I don't want to come on YouTube and do that. She said, if I do ever come on YouTube, it will be like beauty or something like that. I think she said makeup or hair, weave, makeup, one of those two things. And I said, yeah, I can't, I'm not going to stop you from ever being a YouTuber. That's what you foresee in your future. But as far as like us doing something, like people are going to look at me like I'm crazy. They're going to be like, you breaking bread with the woman, your man. But like, what kind of foolishness is this? Like, I just didn't want that. But either way it goes, like I said, there was no way to positively put her into the equation without the trolls finding a way to come. And that's why I said, if once upon a time we got to a point where we were truly strong in our foundation, and she's at, oh yeah, August mom over here, y'all, blah, 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 we eating, hey y'all, and we keep it pushing, then that's one thing. But at the beginning of the time, it was already a lot because his sister was the one spilling our business. And then I started getting messages in my comment section saying, I'm her cousin, which now I know who it was, her friend now. And I didn't believe that was really her friend. No, she said best friend. She did say best friend. She said, I'm her BFF and we about to come, blah, blah, blah. But I was blocking the person because her name had already been blocked on my channel because I didn't trust. I don't care what Jeremy said he could do. I didn't trust her. So I had already blocked all the words that was involving that. So when her cousin came, she said it in another way, but it went to my help for review. So I was like, these people, I said, this must be a troll or something, but this means somebody must be on to us. Like, what's going on? But since it went to my help for review, nobody didn't see it. So I just blocked the person. I said, I just knew for a fact, like, this can't be nobody who knows her for real. Like, this would not be nobody who knows her. And once she actually did come to the internet, and I was asking Jeremy, I was like, who is that girl sitting beside? Who is this girl? She was not even in the equation. Who is this girl? And he was like, that's the girl and I'm like, huh? I was like, wait, what? I said, this too much. This story needs to be on a screen somewhere because I was like, wait, what? How did she just get into this? Like, I couldn't believe it. So I'm like, she's not even a credible person to talk about the love that he had for her over me when you never even been around me and you don't know what he's been saying to me. And I'm not no ugly chick. Like, why are you? And even if I was an ugly chick, like, why do y'all, even if I wasn't her cup of tea, let's say that, because let's not even put that in the atmosphere. But it's like, why do y'all feel like men cheat because of looks? We've already proven, society has already proven that they don't even got nothing to do with looks about no infidelity and stuff, or this type, or like half y'all don't even know Jeremy. Like, I even explained to her, you don't even know, because she was texting him at one point saying, oh, I feel like I don't even know you. Like, you're so different. And I told her when I sat down with her, you don't know him. I'm the only person who know this man. Like, I know this man in his every aspect of this man. Y'all don't even know him. Like, Jeremy has a completely different personality. Not completely different, but he's just he has a lot of different sides to him, and he doesn't share that with a lot of people. Like, you all can kind of tell that to be true. And I just know a different side. So this has already been hard enough for him, hard enough for me, hard. Like I said, I do believe it has been hard for her, but I didn't feel like I should have to go down for it. I think she understood, and I understood that her feelings were involved. He was saying some things that he was saying to her. She was saying whatever. They were doing whatever. Her feelings or emotions are involved. I understood that. And I told her that. Like, I understand that. I get it. As hard as it is, I get it. And I blame him for it. But ultimately speaking, I should not be the fault woman for what y'all did, what y'all grown adults laid up and did. And I don't want to continue to replay this and relive this. And now next thing you know, everywhere we go, he's cheating. Like, y'all are looking for what, like, he doesn't even post on his social media anymore because y'all can stalk. When he posted he was in Houston the other day, oh, he's out there for a woman. He's getting money. Like, he's getting, like, he's working. He's working. He's working. Everything he does, this man goes to the gas. Oh, he's with a woman. Oh, he's with a woman. Like, it just, he can't do anything without some relation to a woman. Y'all got a GPS on this man more than y'all even got. Do y'all even got y'all life in order to be worrying about what somebody else's man is doing? I feel like, I don't know if they're obsessed with me, or I'm like, damn, are they obsessed with you? And I'm like, some of these women be in my comments or in my DMs telling me, Jeremy this, Jeremy that. And then the next thing you know, I go to his I'm in his phone, and I'm like, wait a minute, this person, hold on, let me pull up. Hold the hell up. Now, this person cussing me out, and then they over here telling you sweet melodies about what they want to do with you. And I'm like, I don't know if they lying, if they just trying to get him to cheat, but I've seen it all. And like I said, I don't know if it's just because a lot of people just like, I mean, some people say I went to Spelman, and he's just not on my level, whatever. Let me be the judge of who's on my level or who I should be dating. No one can tell me. If I lined up all the guys I've ever dated, I don't date Morehouse men. Like all about guys, like they may not all look the same, but over the spectrum, you can tell like, oh, that's
and it's funny. My baby daddy went to Morehouse. So
like that's just. I mean, it is. Certain when I think back to all the guys I've dated, I'm like, dang, they do have like similar personalities or like ways about themselves, and that's the same thing with Jeremy and his exes. Like Jeremy, like I said, I didn't like how they discredited me as a woman. They stripped me of everything, like as a mother, a businesswoman, and then they strip me, like they go up and down and critique me on my looks, and that's why I said for Ashley and her friend, who both have had insecurities. I don't know where their mental state is with their securities now, but I know for a fact they both have had insecurities when it came off the strength of having surgeries. Like, I don't care what no woman says, like, oh, I did it because I wanted to do it. Yeah, because you had some sense of insecurity about it. That's why you enhanced it or fixed it or changed it or tweaked it or whatever. So it's kind of like any woman who's ever been in that place, like even while she was pregnant, like her girlfriend, like I said, she's telling me all this stuff, like, oh, she feels so bad about the way she looks right now, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, for you to just sit up there and parade and let these people strip me out about my looks and just, it just, and like I said, she talked crazy about me to her friends. I talk crazy about her to my friends. That's not nothing abnormal. I couldn't help that somebody brought it to the internet. Well, I don't even think she said nothing in her video about what I said about her. I didn't even watch the whole video like I told y'all, but I don't know. I don't think she did, but I do know she said other stuff that I told her. I told Britt myself, like, why are you bringing this up, girl? Like, this supposed to be kitchen talk. Like, what you bringing this up? Girl, what's going on? Like, what's up? Like, you can't do that. You're on YouTube, you know, people watching, like, you got to be mindful. But I told my friend that. She didn't tell her friend, hey, you shouldn't be calling her mama this. Instead, like, she's going to tell everybody who's willing to listen, like, her mom was this type of way. My mom is the sweetest, most genuine, loving people I've ever met in this world. So, yes, my mom came on the internet, and I checked her about that too. Like, mama, don't be on the internet because these people flip.
She ain't do nothing wrong.
I know everybody said that, but I still, like, when I found out, when you said my mama on the live, I said, my mama ain't on the damn live.
I said, no, let it, no. Because she was fed up too. She was fed up. They was telling her everything but a child of God.
Yeah, they were. Right now. She said, okay, I'm getting off. I said, I got on my mama.
She said, I was waiting in here all day. I was like, I didn't think that was really her.
You can't be on there. And like I said, yeah, a lot of people may feel some type of way about that, but it doesn't take away from the things that she has said to his family that they told me. Oh, she said, and it's like, we all have had our share of our feelings because we're all involved. But once we all realize that the internet is not the place to hash these things out, we will all be better. Like, and that's what I've 100% stuck to. And he has 100% stuck to. He already came, he apologized publicly. They said, oh, it wasn't him saying these things. This was Keesha. No, it was not me. Why would I be on his Instagram writing a public apology? Like, you're crazy. I didn't even see the public apology until after the fact. He asked me, did you see what I wrote for you? And I'm like, no, I'm not even on your, what do you think I'm gonna be on your damn Instagram after this girl coming in this record and mocking me, baiting in my pregnancy and talking about I sponsored a trip for y'all? I ain't sponsored no damn trip. I dang on got you a flight as your birthday gift. What you talking about? Anyways, it just been so much, and no one continued to spare me. And it's 12:11 now, y'all. I need to get off here. This has been the longest live I've ever done. But I just want to leave it with this. Like, I genuinely do appreciate Martin just being fair. Like, I appreciate him for just sticking to the facts. And like I said, and I still stand by this, when I watched this video, I didn't see no bullying or shaming of her, me, or him. And by sticking to the facts and the facts alone, all I saw was, what I saw was Jeremy was literally doing some bad, crazy stuff. I didn't see him highlighting, oh, Ashley's this person or Keisha's this person. He just stuck to the facts, and it was and saw and pointed out where faults were or where he didn't understand certain things. and it's up to their interpretation. But like I said, if y'all I didn't read the comments. I have been told that a lot of people were speaking about me negatively and still blaming me in the comments when you all clearly see who the problem was during the situation and where the lies were in the situation. So I just ask that you guys just continue to watch the series with an open heart. I don't know what to expect coming forward. All I know is the stuff that he's asked me for, and that's all I've submitted. I don't ask for a preview of the video. It ain't that type of party. And like I said, all I could ask and appreciate is that he did just do a fair reaction. And I know there's more tea moving forward, because this was just kind of like, let me tell y'all what happened type of thing.
Right, the background.
Yeah.
Right.
Stuff that's
But
coming
Keesha,
out in the next few
Keesha,
episodes.
even with him reacting the way he did, or just making the video, I feel like it was unbiased. But do you feel like, looking at the video, when a reactor has done it in an unbiased way, do you still feel like you learned something from it? Do you feel like you took anything away from it? Or did you
from the situation or from reacting?
I mean, like, okay, I feel like people say that these creators or YouTubers, they shouldn't watch reaction videos, because the reaction video or commentary videos, because the commentary is about you. But at the same time, it's like they're talking to you, like, Keesha, why don't you do this? And like, they're trying to, it seems like they're like crying out to you for a message that they want you to receive. Like in Martin's video, I don't think it was much of a message, but I feel like it gave you the opportunity to like look back at the whole situation, and you know what I'm saying? Like, did it give you any, like, anything that you maybe didn't learn from out this whole time that you feel like, okay, maybe I could have did this differently, or what I'm saying? And it doesn't even have to be with like, and not even that you have to share it, but I'm just saying, do you feel like you learned anything from it? Do you think that if this reaction video was done a year and a half ago when this first happened, do you think you would have learned something from it? Do you think you would have been offended by it? Like,
absolutely not. I think that if this reaction would have been done a long time ago, then it would have been the similar feeling of the book, because Q the Relations just wanted to tell the truth of, we had infidelity in our relationship and a child came out of that result, and we're moving forward. And I feel like his video corresponds to that. Now, the only thing, like I said, seeing the things that Jeremy was saying to her while I was pregnant with Jori and all that, well, he didn't show too much of that. Yeah, I don't think. Some of the, just y'all already know at this point, she's already showed it, so it's going to come out even more. But just seeing how they were doing certain things, I do wish that I could have been, like, I wish I would have stuck to my gut, because my gut told me, because she kept telling me when she would come over at my house, she kept telling me, like, I feel like, because me and her and him never all sat down and talked. It was always her and him or me and her. We never all sat down. And I kept wondering, like, why haven't we all sat down and talked? But I guess he just kind of wanted me and her to be on the same page. But she kept saying stuff like, I remember one time she was getting her stuff to go, and she was like, I feel like we need to all sit down and have a conversation. And she was like, because I feel like, what did she say exactly? She said, I feel like Jeremy could, play on both sides, or he not telling me all of the truth, or something like that she said. And I remember stopping, like, what you talking about? I said, is he trying to sleep with you? Like, I put it out. And she was just like, no. And I was like, were you trying to sleep with him? And she was like, no. I said, well, are y'all trying to sleep with each other? Like, that's the only thing I'm worried about. And she was like, no. And I said, well, what is it? And then she said that it was about co-parenting. She said it was about him doing stuff for August. Like, oh, he told me that he couldn't do such and such and such, but he told me he couldn't do it because you felt some type of way. And I was like, wait, what? So I was like, okay, you're right. We should all sit down and talk. And I remember when Jeremy came home that day, and I was like, yeah, actually, why is she sitting here talking about we need to have a conversation, and you telling her one thing about co-parenting, and you telling me another thing about co-parenting. And he was like, wait, what? And after he said, I'm gonna talk to her about it. After they had a conversation, next thing you know, she was good again. So I'm like, this seems a little fishy. And then she said it again in another instance. And then the big icing on the cake is when I went into labor, and she was texting me, but she was texting me as if Jeremy wasn't there with me in the hospital. So I'm asking Jim, like, did you talk to her? Like, what's going on? And he was like, no, I only talked to her sister. And I'm like, okay, so she's only texting me. And then she's like, oh my gosh, me and Augie are praying for you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, thank you, girl. And then she was like, well, how's everything going? I was like, well, me and Jeremy just got here. And then every question she asked me was just pertaining to me. Like, she was completely dismissed. And I was like, well, I don't know if she's kind of hurting because he's here with me while I'm going into labor and he wasn't there for her. So it was just and then I was in a hospital bed and I said, well, this is my time to really focus in on my baby right now. And I'm still sitting here perplexed because I'm like, what? This is some weird stuff going on. Like, why you gotta just text her sister, and why she only want to just talk to me, and why this and what? Like, it was a lot of weird stuff that was going on. But like I said, this happened over the span of only a few weeks. So I pushed it, but in the back of my mind, something just kept telling me it's something else. But I think the fact that I was pregnant at the time just made me just want to suppress it and not really deal with it. And I think by the third time when after I gave birth and she decided to not come over and stuff like that, I really wish I would have pressed the issue a lot more, because had I done that, I feel like we wouldn't have had this internet issue, because we would have already resolved everything that we needed to resolve. So then, like I said, I still don't place the blame on me totally, but when I see the conversations between them and see like the secretness that was going on, and both of them like in my face smiling like, oh, everything good, like it just kind of makes me a little frustrated and resentful of how it was handled on everybody's part. But I'm like, I look at myself like I should have known better. Like, right. Was I kind of just trying to suppress what I kind of could have figured was going? But I genuinely wanted to work with trusting Jeremy. So I'm like, I'm not going to accuse him of doing anything, but she just is a little weird. And I kept bringing up cheating to both of them. I kept bringing up sleeping with one another. I kept bringing up, when you going over there, is she dressed right? Like, I kept bringing these things up because I'm like, y'all not going to play me. So I kept thinking about me doing these things and saying these things. Like, I was like, okay, I'm dotting my I's, I'm crossing my T's, nothing going to happen no more. And I was a fool. And even my family, they were like, girl, don't let him go over there. Like, first of all, they don't know if that's the baby. She should only come over here. And I'm like, well, the baby, is primarily with her. So, and that's the mother. Like, I have to be able to trust him to be with her and his son's mother. And they was like, girl, that's not how co-parenting work. Are you crazy? Co-parenting is just, they drop the baby off. She dropped the baby off over here. He get the baby and he dropped the baby back over there. Like, what are you talking about? He got to go over there and spend time just to see the baby. So it was just a big blur. And I really wish I would have been a little bit more firm with the both of them. Like, look, and I wish I would have pushed them to be more transparent with me. I'm like, look, before you leave out this house, hold up, we about to have this conversation, because both of y'all acting immature. I feel like a lot more could have been resolved had I stood up and did what I kind of knew in the back of my mind. But like I said, I didn't know it was any infidelity between them, but I did know something was off based off how she was acting and how he was acting. It was just weirdness going on. And I just kept saying, this is so weird to me. Like, why are these people acting like this? Like this, it was so weird. But, it happened how it happened. And unfortunately, I'm the one who had to deal with the backlash. I don't feel like she got any backlash, nor do I want her to get any backlash in that regard to like the things I've had to deal with. Do I feel like people should have held her accountable if they had to make a video? Absolutely. I'm not going to lie about that. Do I feel like somebody should have been calling CPS or talking about her son or comparing the kids? No, I don't think that. And I still don't want that to happen. But I feel like people gave her a pass and kept saying, well, you're the one stupid. You stayed with him. But it's like, but she had a baby by, after he texted her and said, I don't want this baby, abort the baby or whatever their conversation was. I want to have my family. You need to have a family. After she felt that way about him, she still went on to mess around with him. So we both doing the same thing that y'all only saying I'm doing. It's like everything that we both were doing, everybody's only saying I'm doing. I did. Keesha did. Keesha's so stupid. She stayed with him. But it's like, if I'm stupid for staying with him, well, what did it make her after he told her don't have this baby? And then she decided I'm about to make a secret Snapchat called Aaliyah Carter. And I'm about to make a WhatsApp and make you turn your Face ID so Keesha won't find it. And all these other things I'm doing in secret after you're saying that he wasn't being a good father. You saying that she said after the DNA test is when, he just stopped being a good father. He only wanted to cuddle. No, y'all both only wanted that. He told me straight up, like, look, when I was going over there, she would get a baby to her sister and she just wanted to, I'm like, y'all both were the fault for that. It wasn't just him and it wasn't just her. It was they both were at fault for that. But I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve that from him. Yes, he should have been the one ultimately to tell me everything that was going on. But as a woman, when I sat down, I still was allowed to hold her accountable to say, okay, look, something is going on. I don't want to be the one to tell your boyfriend is the one who owes you that, or we all need to have a conversation, because ultimately speaking, they weren't thinking like, okay, once Keesha find this out, Keesha can go fucking Kung Fu Panda on us. And then what if she take the kids out the equation? What if she say they can't be around a brother no more? Like, what if she says all these things? And then, you know, what are we gonna do all this for a little act of lust? And like, I just knew it was just a big mess. But Martin, he did a great job. I feel as though he highlighted everything. And I want to continue to say I was not the one who came to the internet about her episode and her pregnancy. Her friend made her come to the internet with that. She chose to come to the internet and tell that, and that was her prerogative to do so. But I did not come to the internet and tell that. I did not come to the internet or I didn't tell her I didn't force her. I didn't put that in a book. Like, I never did those things. I did not. And like I said, I apologize for having a conversation off the internet with someone privately for a brief moment about that situation. But it was only because she publicly said that I was ungodly and I was not fit to be around her baby. So for me, I'm like, ungodly, not fit to be around a baby. You're feeding into this narrative that I'm a bad mom and that I can't take care of my kids. And that was absolutely out of control. So I'm like, where's this ungodly thing come? What is this? I got to protect my baby from those people. Like, that's what she was publicly messaging to the world. And people are like looking at me like, oh, she isn't fit to be around her kids. So when I'm having a private conversation, it's kind of like, how dare she say this when she, like, that's kind of how it was. But I apologize for that. And I did genuinely mean that apology. But when Bree sent her that, she could have easily called my phone and said, hey, because I was only one person who I had the conversation with. She could have easily just said, look, Keesha, look, even if she would have cussed me out about it, like, look, homegirl, da, 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 I could have respected it more for her directly coming to me.
No, I'm not. Huh? All right, they keep on thinking I'm asleep. No, I'm not asleep.
but I could have respected her coming to me better one-on-one to tell me her feelings about it than decided I'm going to come to the internet, expose this, real people in on my heartstrings about you made me come and say this because she had the intentions to air it out. I had that conversation with Brilliant Bree in October. Like,
but Keesha, you also matured than you. Like, the whole problem is everybody in this equation wants you to be like, hold you accountable and all, but none of the people that are even reacting to you have the type of maturity you had. Like, they don't have that. They don't understand. Right. They can't grasp the fact that you were nice to her. They can't grasp the fact that you and your boyfriend went to counseling. They can't grasp the fact that you didn't come publicly annihilate Jeremy. They can't grasp the fact that you accepted a child that was outside of your relationship. Like, I see some people in the comments, somebody said, oh no, it wouldn't have been me and my husband. I'd have been like, come on, we all gonna go. And I kind of wonder how old you are. And the reason why I asked you that is because Keesha was experiencing this stuff when she was 26, 27 years old. Okay, one of her first relationships. So now she dealt with that. Her 35-year-old self probably would be immediately like, oh no, we gonna go to the baby mama house. Because now she kind of understand how men work, and she's dealt with somebody who cheated on her.
And I did say those things. I did say it, but every time I said, Jeremy, well, he was like, well, I got a bond with the baby. I said, he got sisters too, potentially. So why you bonding and we ain't all bonding? He gonna be over here and we gonna be looking like boo-boo fool. So I said, so next time you go over there, we all gonna go. And then he'd be like, okay, I'm gonna talk to her about it. Or like I said, it wasn't like, and then I just didn't push it even more because I'm like, there is no DNA test. So why should I be introducing my child and there ain't no DNA test? Like, that's exactly like my excuse out of it. Cause I'm like, but then after we found out the DNA test, he didn't go over there too much more often after the DNA test. Because after the DNA, oh yeah, I know why. So when she says he stopped coming over here after the DNA test, she's right. He was not coming over there that much after the DNA test, because when at that point I told him, this is your child, so there's no more you got to go over there. Y'all co-parenting 100% officially now, and we got to get her on page. So let's bring her over here. You get his little setup together. You show her how you gonna do that, and y'all start doing the back and forth. Why you got to go over there when y'all co-parents? I'm confused. Like that's now I'm putting my foot down because before that is right. I didn't go with him because when I kept saying I'm gonna go, Jeremy was like, well, don't get your feelings involved, and it could not be mine. And then I was like, okay, well, why would I bring my girls? So it was conflicting about bring the girls, don't bring the girls, bring the girls, don't bring the girls. But when I did find out, I told him, I ain't comfortable with you going over there no more. And it wasn't even about because I thought they were doing something. I just was like, what's going on? And then by the time my friends found out, they were like, oh, hell no, don't let him go over there no more. You ain't here baby mamas and baby daddies be doing this and doing that. So I was on him. So it was kind of like, did she start getting in her feelings? Because she's like, well, if you can't come over here and see him, you can't see him. And I'm like, well, why you can't see him if you ain't coming over there? And then she starts saying, well, I'm just not comfortable and I'm his mom. And I get it. So that's what I was texting her while I was in the hospital. Like, well, you know, how about the first couple of times you could stay with him into the night? Like, I was trying my best to try to appease it, but I was just like, well, look, y'all did this. So we got to be practical now. I'm not sending my whole boyfriend over there to a woman who he had a whole fling with for a period of time and just say, y'all go raise y'all baby and then you come back over here and play house with me. No, I didn't think that was what I wanted to do. So he stopped going over there. And then that's when she started being more in her feelings like, you're not gonna come over here, you don't want to see your baby type of thing. And it was like, no, I do want to see my baby, but you got to bring my baby over here. Then it's block. I ain't talking to you. You don't want nothing to do with your baby. So then he would go over there, bring stuff. Oh no, I'm not opening the door. It was just too much. And like I said, I get it as a mother. I don't want to take my daughter somewhere where I'm not comfortable, but the uncomfortableness didn't come into the equation until the paternity test. And then he was telling her like, look, I can't be over here. Like my girl at this point, like I didn't give birth. So it's like, okay, Keesha didn't give birth. And then he would always say like, what, I got to be here for Keesha. And then she's like, well, I understand Keesha just gave birth, but what about me? And da, da, da. And I don't know what he could have done differently other than stay faithful to this relationship. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing
the only thing he could have done was sleep with her. That's it. If I think that, let's just be real, Keesha. I know you're trying to tiptoe around it, but it was a situation where Ashley wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Like she wanted a situation where he could come over there and sleep with her. The moment he said, and even like you said, like Jeremy might not have been mature in the situation and he started growing in the situation and he had to, you know what I'm saying, for the sake of y'all relationship, he had to fix the things and make you feel comfortable because he screwed you over. But Ashley wasn't trying to make you feel comfortable. She wanted herself to feel comfortable. And just like you had to lay in the bed, she had to lay in the bed too, but she just wasn't comfortable in that bed that she was laying in. And
she told me she didn't want to, she was like, I feel bad because it's like, I got to drop my baby off over there. And then it's like, what about me? Now he has his daddy, he has you, and you're a great mom. And then he has his sisters. And then what about me? And I text her and I say, look, I'm not trying to take your place as his mother. I would never tell him to call me mom or, you know, let him forget that you're his mom or anything of that nature. I'm just sitting here saying like, y'all got so far deep into this infidelity thing that y'all got to understand, y'all got to have boundaries because y'all both are some lustful ass Scorpios, like both of them. Like, and I started having to tell him, like, you can't be thinking with your peen. Like, and I didn't have these conversations with her about what she want to do sexually because that's not my place. But I just kept telling him, like, you gonna make bad, poor decisions for your life because you're thinking with your other body parts other than your heart and your mind. And I'm not going to continue to tolerate this. So if you can't establish these boundaries, and by that point, he knew I was not playing with him. If you can't establish these boundaries, and then, of course, he's stuck in a rock and a hard place. Well, if I don't go over there, then I don't get to see my son. And I'm like, well, you got to stand up and figure out some type of way to co-parent. Why was it so easy for y'all to do all the back and forth before it was your child? And now all of a sudden this issue, that issue. I kept saying there's too many issues for me. Y'all got too many issues for me. If y'all, and like I said, had I known what they were doing, then I would have known why there were so many issues and that her feelings got involved again. Had they never crossed those boundaries, her feelings would have probably never got back involved and she would have known from the jump, like this man is just coming up here for my child. But once you cross those boundaries, it was too fresh. And like Dee said earlier, like she had a girlfriend, just like I had a girlfriend. So I knew how it felt for me to have my first man. And although she did have other men, she, you know, did whatever she had going on with about sexuality or whatever. But you all get like everybody can understand that she really did care about him, and he made it so that she could care about him because of the things he said. And I understand that as a woman, but at the same time, when the dust settles, like me and him are in a relationship. And I had to make my bed and say, okay, if I'm going to stay in this relationship, I got to accept what comes with you. And that means her and the baby. And I didn't want no negative baby mama, baby drama situation going on in my life. I didn't want that. Despite how they got the baby, I didn't want negative baby mama, baby drama, baby mama, baby daddy drama. I just said, okay, if I just do my part, this should be easy peasy. Like all they got to do is co-parent. This is easy peasy. I can kick my feet up and it'll be easy peasy. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. So, I thank y'all for watching this live. It's 12:32.
Yes.
I probably got to go live again. Well, yeah, somebody said, will I go live and react to each episode? I think at this point, I owe Martin at least that, because after all this time, he didn't put into the episodes. You know, like I said, I'm not entertaining the comments over there. If you guys support the comments, I mean, like not what they're saying, but if you all want to support me or support the truth, not just me, but the truth in the comments, I really would appreciate that. And other than that, like, I don't want to, like I said, I
the comments are in shambles right now, and they in shambles, and I think it's showing Martin, like, you know exactly what you've been.
Oh, he already knows. He reached out to me.
I feel like it's showing exactly what has been going on all this time.
Yeah,
like,
he sees the comments are showing him he believes everything I said. He believes from the moment he even said something about me on his channel. I believe he said he reached out, was like, girl, it's like these people are crazy. And I'm like, told you. So this is only showing, like, even him making this video, he even said, like, this just shows that Jeremy, you know, lied to both of y'all. That's his takeaway. And that Jeremy was the one wrong. He said, anybody point fingers at you, this is just showing me. So it's not, like I said, but let's just try to keep the positivity and supporting the truth. So it doesn't matter. Anybody who's seeing this, anybody who watches this video who has a sound mind can see what the truth is. No person who has a sound mind will watch them. If I watch that video and I'm reading the comments and now everybody blaming his girlfriend, I'd be like, these people crazy. Like, I would just be laughing, like, these people crazy. Why are they blaming the girlfriend? And clearly both of them had girlfriends and they were both cheating. But just continue to leave positive stuff. And I do appreciate that. I'll react. I don't know exactly when his next video. He told me he want to get it out as soon as possible. Of course, he's the king of receipts, so he is making sure every I is dotted and T is crossed. So he's giving out his receipts, y'all. So just
I'm gonna drop down, Keisha, so you can finish with your audience, girl.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, I see y'all. You know, in the next live in the comment section. But I'm out of here.
Okay, bye. But yeah, y'all. So I think y'all just the longest live I've ever done, y'all. I gotta go to sleep. I've got a really big thing coming tomorrow, so I gotta deal with that. So I'm about to go take my shower and go to bed. I feel like it's too one-sided. Honestly, you all were wrong in the situation. No one is right. Thank you, Ali. Be Breeze. Talk to you later, D. ATL Lock Diva, Heart and Keys. My bad, my phone went dead, but keep doing your thing, Keisha. Honey, people are going to always talk. Yeah, for sure. But like I said, I feel like everybody played their role in the situation, but I most certainly was not the wrongest. I definitely was not second wrongest either. I was third place. I was third place. I was dead last in the order of operations. There was a winner for who was wrong. There was a first runner up. Let me stop. But seriously, y'all, I love y'all so much. And thank y'all for supporting. I'm going to see y'all. Like I said, I'm going to go live with my members. And in my members, I'm going to do the room reveal. I have not seen my bedroom at all. The contractor called today and said, oh my gosh, the bedroom is finished. I love it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see this. So I'm going to do a members only reveal on Monday. I don't know if I think I'll just go film it, and I'm not going to go live. I'll probably just film it, and it'll be a quick little video. It'll be a quick reveal. I'll film it and then put it in my, for the members upload. I think, yeah. That's how I have to do it. I think everybody can see the video, but everybody can't click the video unless you're a member. That's how I saw the rules. So I'm going to do that. And then I'll reveal it to everybody else after the fact. But yeah, I love y'all so much. Woo, y'all, I can't believe y'all got me talking to almost 1 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, I love y'all. Bye.